Yeah, really frustrating. I mean, we all felt like we were really turning the corner too, and taking steps forward, and obviously didn't tonight. So we got to find a way. We got another back-to-back to end the trip, and a chance to get back to 500, and that's got to be our mindset.
Let's get nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's 2:02. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Boy, that was nasty last night in Chicago. The Blues, as we had kind of hyped up a little bit, Blues were coming off the back-to-back wins, and they go up to Chicago, get spanked 7-3. Good news is they scored the first goal
in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah,
right, Marshy?
Less than 30 seconds.
Sunk Marshy, unfortunately, for
I did it on purpose, Anthony.
Good job.
Yep.
I said it yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
I said it.
You
That's why
said
you did it.
That's why I did it. Of
Did it
course.
for you, St. Louis.
Of course.
You're welcome.
The Blues,
Tyler Tucker?
Blues rolled from there, right?
No, they did not.
Oh.
No.
Rolled.
They gave up 7, unfortunately, in a 7-3 loss. Jamie, what the hell was that all about?
Well, we had a great event last night.
No, we're not doing that.
And it was really cool. A lot of people showed up. Reed Lowe, Cam Jansen, Jim Campbell, Tony Twist, myself, telling stories, eating great food, great beverages. It was a hell of a night. I appreciate you asking.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
I was talking about the game.
What game?
The Blues game.
Blues Blackhawks.
I was busy, guys. See, I had an event last night. Great event.
Jamie, we all know you saw it.
You saw it, sir.
You're not going to avoid it, okay?
My eyes are still bleeding.
The whole nation saw it. It was national TV.
Oh, man, Marshy.
It's cool, man. It's good to be on national TV. We live for those games, fellas.
Gary, just
How you do?
You know, there's some teams that play on national TV every week, and if they're only giving up 7 points, that's pretty good.
Hell of a defense. That's a great way to look at it.
Football, certainly.
Basketball for sure.
Sure. You'd be setting some records.
Yep.
Hockey, baseball, not so much.
Yeah. Last night, weird game because, to your point, the Blues started on time.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Tucker, great goal. I mean, he got in on the forecheck, then he hung around. Nice pass from Braden Shen, tickled the twine, 1-0. In fact, halfway through the game, it was a tie game, and the Blues are out shooting the Chicago Blackhawks. That's 30 minutes into the game. Mm-hmm. Half of the game, Anthony, because 60 minutes is a full game.
I'm following you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help you out here.
Good job.
And then from there...
Got a little sideways?
Yeah, sideways, upside down.
And inside out.
Yep. Boy, you turn me. Jordan Bington, on some of the goals, hung out to dry. On other goals, not good. Like when it hits you and goes in, that's not good. And it hit him like 3 times. Now, one was a deflection that he got a piece of, so I'm willing to let that one kind of go. But the one where it hits his pad and carries all over it and hits his glove, and it just, you got to make those
Was that
saves.
the one where there's a pizza right up the middle?
Yeah, Oscar Sundquist delivered that for free. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't get it. I know every other Blues fan is frustrated as well. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you can't create any sort of momentum here. And granted, if they wind up rattling off 3 or 4 in a row, fantastic. Then this one's just a footnote. But
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about this. You already dug yourself a hole. You run out of time. You have to create some positive momentum here if you're going to dig out of this thing. And they had won the 2 games. They won back-to-back. You got a couple of days off. So you're thinking you line up well against a Chicago team that's down a couple of guys, and you lose by 4 goals. It's inexcusable. At some point, it's inexcusable. And we're here. So we can sit here and talk about it and what's wrong and this, that, and the other thing, and we wind up becoming kind of redundant with it. Mm-hmm. But last night was kind of the first time I'm like, this ain't happening. And maybe shame on me for not being there before. I'm sure a lot of listeners right now are like, yeah, Anthony, I was there in November. Certainly in December. But for me, it was like, okay, a little bit of hope here. Back-to-back games. We had the whole segment yesterday about if you're looking at things that you like, certain things that you can point to, maybe they can turn things around, and then you get waxed.
Yeah, you get waxed again. This is twice in one season now by the Chicago Blackhawks.
Right. We're not talking about Colorado here.
The first one was 8-3, your loss. This one, 7-3. And it was a 7-3 loss to a team that is now ahead of you in the standings because of their win last night. It's not good. It's not acceptable. The Blues power play is abysmal. I've been saying it now for I don't know how long. They have to change it up.
Yeah.
They've got to change the personnel, change the look, change something. Right now, the power play is actually creating momentum for other teams because they're getting a big penalty kill, and you're leaving the power play upset that you weren't able to create anything or score. So, I don't know. In the second period, just continues to be disaster for the Blues because I said halfway through the game, I think it was tied 2-2. Blues were ahead by 2 shots on goal. And then you give up, 3 or 4?
Yeah, one thing that I noticed, what the Blackhawks did well was, they get the puck to the point. Almost all of their goals were shots from the blue line.
But wait. Hang on, Marshy. Did they have guys in front of the net?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, guys were scoring. I've never even heard of them.
Oh, wait. Marshy, did some of the goals take weird bounces and hit people?
They did.
Because they shot the puck, right?
They shot the puck. It's amazing. Good things happen when you put the puck on net.
If I'm the Blues right now, I'm the players in that locker room. We have had a hard time scoring more than 2 goals in a game, and I don't even know how many games this season. We're last in shots attempted, all these things. I would just say from now on, hey guys, anytime we get across the blue line, put the puck on net. It's up to us now to go screen, deflect, crash the net, all that stuff. But we get it, like if you have a shot, like not just be a dummy and throw a backhand from the boards and give the puck away. But defensemen, when we go from low to high, find a shot lane, get it through. Forwards, when we come across the blue line, a zone entry, instead of looking for that pass through the seam or through the legs and under the stick that's going to get knocked out, put it on net. Make your game so ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they're not doing that.
It has to be a want to or not want to.
I don't know.
I
Carey,
refuse
I never
to
once
believe.
carried a puck inside the zone when I had a chance to shoot the puck and didn't shoot it.
I refuse to believe that it's a talent issue because this team has talent. They got players that
I
can.
agree.
We've seen it. So if it's not a talent, like you can get your butt whooped and just not have the guys like that.
Yeah.
Trust me, it happens. This is not a we don't have the guys issue. This is we're not doing the things well enough to win games, night after night. And that to me is the frustrating part. If you had a team that was young and full of rookies or younger players and no experience and just not a lot of talent, you can almost stomach losing some games. But when you are playing a team that is behind you in the standings, that is missing a couple of their best players. Well, I was looking for Connor Bedard. I saw Connor Murphy. I thought, oh, wait, Connor scored. No, that's wrong, Connor.
That's not the same guy.
Not the same guy. That's, to me, as a teammate, like, we got to start having some real conversations in the locker room. Like, we got to start having some real dialogue about, hey, man, you're not holding up your end of the bargain. Like, we're not doing, and I don't know who's talking to who, and I don't know who's getting talked to. But somebody in that locker room, in that dressing room, has to have a face-to-face. And if and when it gets uncomfortable, so what? Because we're professional athletes. We do this for a living. This is how we make a living. This is what we're going to do, hopefully till we make enough money to not be able to go out there and skate again, whatever the case may be. But you're ruining, and again, I don't know who's talking to who.
Yeah.
But somebody needs to be talked to. And somebody needs to start talking.
Maybe nobody's talking.
That's the next part. Somebody needs to start talking.
Which could be worse.
And grabbing people and saying, hey, one way or the other.
Right.
Well, you mentioned talent, and this team does have talent. Compared to other teams around the league, I don't know if their talent outshines other teams' talent.
Got more talent than the Blackhawks.
Absolutely. But, I think this problem goes beyond what we witnessed last night because we've seen this type of game multiple times throughout the entire season. But when your talent essentially doesn't match the other team's talent, you have to outwork said talent. And they're not doing that.
No.
They're not doing that. You can win games with less talent if you are doing the little things correct. If you're in position, if you're making simple plays, if you're winning board battles. talent, you can have all the skill in the world. That doesn't necessarily equate to you winning a board battle in the defensive zone.
No, and you know what, Marshy? Here's where you're 100% correct. And I've said this before on these airwaves. We've all discussed it. Hockey is one of the sports where a less talented team can beat a more talented team on a regular basis just because they want it more. If we look at Stanley Cup playoffs, there's teams that get eliminated that are full of talent. Toronto Maple Leafs. A couple of years ago, way back when the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't have enough grit. They didn't win their board battles. They didn't compete as well or as hard as the opposition. So hockey is a sport where you can win a game just based upon the fact that you refuse to lose. And right now, I'm not seeing any of that. There's no bite to the game. There's no pushback. There's no... and it's not everybody, because Toropchenko, I think, is playing some of the best hockey I've seen him play in a couple of years. He got another point last night. He drew a penalty, driving the net. Nathan Walker back in the lineup. He scores a goal. So the guys that you're relying upon to be those types of guys, they're doing it. It's the more talented players or the players that are getting more ice time that need to start doing it. So for me, we talked about, I believe, yesterday or the day before about the month of January, how important it is, or how is it important or not. If I'm Doug Armstrong and I'm Alex Steen, I'm evaluating the rest of the month of January, and if it does not get better, if it does not show signs of turning around at all, it's time to break up this core. Whatever that looks like. I'm not going to say players. Whatever your core is, got to break it up.
Yeah, because it might not be an overall talent problem, but at some point it is this talent.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's been the same group of core guys for how many years now?
Right.
And outside of that short run last year, it has looked like this.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Is this the worst loss of the season so far?
I don't know about that. I mean, the 8-3 one, 8-1 in Washington, pretty bad. Like, some of these have been pretty ugly.
Yeah.
The fact that they were in it still halfway through the game, to me, doesn't make it the worst game, because there's games where they weren't in it from the very first puck drop.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame that we have to that we can debate whether or not this was the worst, and we have other examples. Jamie rattling off two off the top of his head.
I think at least in those other games where it just wasn't there from the start, you're like, okay, it is what it is. Like, they just weren't ready to play. Whereas in this one, it was a tight game until things just fell off a cliff, and there was no bite, no bounce back. And plus, you're taking on a team at the time that was below you in the standings and didn't have some of their best players. You look to the Predators game a couple weeks ago. At least that team, while, and they're playing better hockey, at the time you're like, this team's really not that good. But they still have stars on their team. Sure. They just haven't been clicking. So you understand, there's Steven Stamkos, Ryan O'Reilly, you have other, Philip Forsberg. They have guys on their team. This Blackhawks team, who did they have last night? Tyler Bertuzzi?
We want to talk about bad losses. For me, if you want to just encapsulate this season, their home opener against the Minnesota Wild, they lost 5-0. That's your first game of the season. That's you should be amped up.
Yeah, that was a tone setter for the season.
It kind of was. And then you go on, you continue through the months, and just an awful game in Nashville not too long ago. I mean, I don't even know how we can forget about that. I mean, it was terrible. You don't like that game at all. The game in Washington wasn't good. Yeah. It's a tough look, man. It's a tough look.
We will get into the goaltending situation that happened last night. We also have Jim Montgomery coming up at 5:30, so we'll certainly pick his brain on what happened last night, not only in the crease, but also just overall. I mean, this is beyond frustrating at this point, and last night was just highly disappointing. So again, we got more Blues to come. But coming up next, what does this arbitration for the Cardinals and some of the agreements that they made, what does it mean for the Cardinals, specifically Brendan Donovan? What does the deal that he signed through arbitration and the Cardinals, what does it mean for his immediate future? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. John Denton, who covers the Cardinals for MLB.com. All-star second baseman Brendan Donovan. Well, all-star second baseman, outfielder.
Utility
man.
He's much like Mookie Betts.
All around baseball player. Brendan Donovan agreed to a $5.8 million salary for the 2026 season with the Cardinals on Thursday. He avoids arbitration. And Donovan, who hit a career best 287 in 2025, gets a substantial raise over the $2.8 million that he made last year. Now, the question will be, well, what's the future then? What's the immediate future? What does this mean for Donovan's immediate future? Simple answer is we still don't know. I don't think this changes anything about the Cardinals' plans to deal him, and it's got less to do with Donovan the player, because if it was just about Donovan the player, I think they'd be looking to sign him long term. This is about Donovan the asset. And for a rebuilding team like the Cardinals are, Donovan is more of an asset than a player. And I hate to say that because Donovan has been the epitome of what you want in a player. And if the Cardinals were further along in the rebuild, you keep him. You're just starting. And his timeline just simply doesn't match up for what the Cardinals need right now, which is more talent. They need an influx of talent. That's why you trade Sonny Gray. That's why you trade Wilson Contreras. That's why you probably trade Brendan Donovan. That's why you move on from Arenado. And perhaps we'll see some other deals as well. So as far as him getting the salary, the $5.8 million salary.
That's so friendly.
Fantastic. Great. He avoids the arbitration. Cardinals, I would imagine, gave him what he was seeking. And for now, there's more certainty, too, on the other end. If you're the Mariners, the Giants, whoever that's looking to possibly trade for Donovan, you now have certainty of what that number is going to be in 2026, which is huge because a lockout looms in 27.
Right. This is like what had to take place. You had to go through arbitration. You had to get him situated with his contract. I agree with you. I don't think it makes that much of a difference in terms of where he's going to be next year, if he's going to be on the roster. That's just what they had to do to get to this point. And all of the things you said about his timeline versus the Cardinals' timeline, and you couple that with the fact that there's a left-handed second baseman / utility infielder in your AAA system that you're looking to possibly replace him with. So, again, Brendan Donovan, I love what he's done here. I think he's been outstanding as a Cardinal. But if you can get assets for a player of his skill set, then you should, because you feel like you have the replacement in-house, and you know that there are teams that are clamoring for his talent to help bolster their roster to hopefully make a playoff push and maybe a World Series push.
I think it's a perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to deal him now. That price tag is very team-friendly. Whoever picks up Brendan Donovan at $5 million, I mean, come on, right? Like that's an amazing deal for a utility player that can play all over the diamond.
Yes,
this will make it. I think this will make it easier for him to sign or to be traded, and I think that's why the Cardinals gave him what he wanted, or no fighting back and forth. Said, okay, here you go. Now we have an established number, so teams trading for said player. No, now it's a 1-year deal for one thing, and you still have team control.
Yes,
after this,
correct. Yeah, and if he outperforms what he did, if he outperforms what he does, then of course you're going right back to arbitration. Yeah, or you sign him long term.
His projection was 5.4, around 5.4. He gets 5.8, so you almost increase his value. You're saying, hey, this guy is worth more than what the projections are, because if you end up like lowballing the guy, like we have seen in the past with certain players in this arbitration process and whatnot, then maybe potentially you're saying to other teams, well, maybe he's not as valuable as we're throwing him out there to be. I don't know if that's the case, but
yeah. Or you flat out you're telling other teams like this is here's the blueprint on what you could use to then tell us that we're not going to give you prospect A, B, and C, right? Like, we read the arbitration file. We know what you don't think. We know that you don't like X, Y, and Z. So, you know what? We'll just keep the prospect that you want.
Yeah. The Cardinals will keep our comments to ourselves.
You're worth every penny, Donovan. Here you go.
Even more. That's how good you are.
Right.
Hint, hint, Mariners, see how good he is?
Right.
You like that, don't you?
Paid full. We didn't even challenge him.
Yeah, we didn't argue about it.
Nah.
How would you feel if the Cardinals don't deal him?
Oh, I'd feel fine. I really would. Because, again, what's the worst-case scenario in that? The worst-case scenario is you get to keep Brendan Donovan. And it's not like you can't deal him at the deadline or you can't deal him a year from now. Again, the lockout presents a different challenge. But it's not as if you have failed to trade Sonny Gray. You have failed to trade Wilson Contreras. You didn't have an outstanding draft that gave you an influx of pitching from last season. This is just the next step in the process. If they don't hear their asking price for Brendan Donovan, keep him.
Right.
Worst case scenario is you're Brendan Donovan on your team? Great. Especially when you have a bunch of young guys that are going to come in and they need great leadership. If that's the worst case scenario, that's a good worst case scenario.
If I'm the Cardinals, I think I'd try something strategic. You figure out who the fish are in the league by fish on, like trying to hook somebody for Donovan. Mm-hmm. See what they're willing to pay. And then you see, we'll trade you Donovan for exactly what you're willing to pay, but you're taking Arenado too.
Yeah. You do our dirty
You find out the temperature on how badly they want said player.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to say, you pay the entire salary. And
okay, so what? I'm going to do it anyways if I DFA him.
What I could see happening is you take on a bad deal for Nolan Arenado. And the other team just does your dirty work. You do their dirty work. It's happened before.
I'd want that bad deal to be a pitcher, though.
We have to keep in mind, though.
You would probably just release him, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. So like they did a couple times already, last couple of years, where they've traded players and then just released them.
Yeah, I mean,
remember those? Those were great.
Well, well, no, that's I see what you did there. It took me a second. I see what you did there. Yeah, no, those were actual trades.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They just whiffed.
They really wanted those guys?
Apparently. Doesn't seem like it.
You have to keep in mind, though, that Arenado would have to approve of going there.
Well, then I would just say, Nolan, then just go home.
But that might be...
Go home. Go sit with your wonderful family in your home and collect your paycheck then. What? I'm tired of this guy. I mean, I like him. I don't know him.
You're tired of the situation.
Of the conversation. Yeah. I'm like, just go.
You're not tired of the person. You're tired of the conversation.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Fair.
You know? Carey's heard that a few times.
But you can't stay here.
We both have.
Yeah. We're not serving breakfast. That was my favorite one.
Are you sure?
Everybody out of the pool.
I'm pretty hungry. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Marsh has got what's trending, and his lead story is the goaltending situation from last night. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues fall to the Chicago Blackhawks last night by a final score of 7-3. They'll be back in action tomorrow, taking on the Utah Mammoth. Pregame for that one starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. We will talk with Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, at 5 o'clock, and then Jim Montgomery, Blues head coach, at 5:30. So stay tuned for that. We're going to dive back into the Blues and a goalie situation that happened last night. We'll dive into that next with What's Trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, what is trending? A new meme on the internet featuring Joel Hofer.
What?
Yeah, last night, obviously the Blues not having a great game. Jim Montgomery tries to make a goalie switch.
Yeah.
And that
probably went well, right?
No, it didn't. Actually, it didn't happen. In this meme, this picture, you can see Joel Hofer peeking around the corner, wondering, should I come into the game or not? So a little bit of a goalie fiasco, a goalie change fiasco last night. Jamie, what was your interpretation of what went down last night in Chicago?
Well, I know that BK and everybody's kind of talked about it on the show today, but I'll go over it again. In Chicago, there's no room on the bench for the goalie. It's a weird setup. It's like you're walking up from the locker room. It's like a ramp, and then they got a couple of steps up into the bench area. Mm-hmm. So for the goalie, he can't even sit in the runway behind the bench because he can't see the game.
Seats taken.
Taken.
Yeah.
So he's got to go back down the runway around the corner into the locker room and watch the game from inside the locker room. That locker room in Chicago is usually about 100 degrees. Like it's hot in there. So what I know, to my understanding, is that Joel Hofer was down in the locker room and he had taken off his top gear, his chest protector and jersey and all that stuff. And I guess there may have been a communication problem with the earpiece and the little, like, Steve Ott talking to whoever, get him ready, because he wasn't ready. So then when the trainer or the equipment guy ran down to grab him, he's sitting there with just his pants on, his pads. He's like, scrambling, trying to get his stuff on. Well, you only have a finite amount of time to make the switch without being called for a penalty, or you have to take a timeout, an official timeout. And Monty and Otter, you can see in the video, are kind of confused as to where the hell's our goalie. So Hofer finally gets all his things on, but now the play has resumed. So then he's peeking around the corner to find out, like, do you still need me or not? Didn't want to come marching up the ramp as if to present himself as like, yeah, it's my turn to go in. Maybe a bad look. Is Binnington like, what the hell's that guy doing? You know,
right.
He's pulling me out of the game now.
Yeah.
So he just peeking around the corner. It's hilarious to look at it now and see, kind of what developed. We will have Jim Montgomery on at 5:30. And that's probably the first thing we're going to ask him. I mean, let's just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
But that, to me, is kind of what happened. So at the end of it all, I go back to thinking that it's on Joel Hofer. You start to see, 5-2, 6-2.
Yeah.
Like, put your stuff on.
Right.
Like, there is a possibility here.
That's where I was at.
Put your stuff on.
Like, do you need somebody to tell you that you should get dressed when it's
you kind of know
coming apart?
The other part of that, I would wonder, I mean, it was, 7 minutes left in the game. So if you hadn't pulled Jordan Binnington by that point, maybe in his mind. Now, granted, he still should have been prepared. And I can tell you, as a guy that used to have nightmares and dreams about being late to a meeting, like, that's not even comparable to being late to the game. Like, you're called to go in, you're like, oh, I don't have my stuff on. Okay. Like, so the look around the corner, it's comedic, but there was sheer panic in Joel Hofer in that moment.
For sure.
Like, it went through.
It's a terrible feeling.
Because you let your team down. and it's a 7-2 game. It's not like you were going to go in there.
I think
win
that's
the
why
game.
he wasn't ready though, because there was only like 7 minutes left in the game.
Left in the game.
And if you're the other goalie, you're thinking to yourself, just let him ride it out. Like,
So in his mind, in his defense, now he's a pro. He should be ready, but the game is essentially over at that point. You're not gonna. At least you don't think you're gonna pull the goalie and put him in. So he's probably panic set in. Looked around the corner like, oh my God, I should have been in. Yep. Oh no. Monty is on the bench. Like, you can see him going irate, and you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
And he's just looking around like,
Here's what the look he gives to
It's so funny.
is, I mean,
he's like, what the hell? Where's our
he's
goalie?
like,
Where's our goalie?
you could just see him. He's like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean we don't? Where the hell is he?
Yeah.
I think it would have gotten even worse had Chicago come down in that last 7 minutes and scored again.
Oh. Yeah.
Because then Benner's left out there for another goal against, and not like, but it didn't happen. So
I wonder because, and we talked with Jim Montgomery earlier this week, and you actually asked him a question about Benner. You know, he responds well against the Habs with the shutout. But the prior game that he played in was the game against the Avalanche, in which something similar happened where they scored all these goals, and Coach Montgomery said, well, I didn't really think about pulling him because he needs the minutes. Mm-hmm. And so I wonder if Joel Hofer, I'm not saying that this is what happened, but not even a week ago, a team put up a ton of goals on Benner, and he didn't make the switch. And at that point in the game, maybe he was thinking something similar would happen. So that's why he didn't put his stuff on.
Maybe.
But either way, I'm like, what if Benner got injured?
Well, yeah, you're right. He's got to be ready to go. Bottom line, you got to be ready to go. And it's a life lesson. I don't think Joel Hofer will ever not be ready moving forward.
And of course, people on the internet are saying that Jordan Binnington refused to come out of the game because everybody apparently hates him.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's the narrative now. You know?
I mean, those
love him yesterday, hate him today.
Yeah.
It's welcome to sports.
Tennessee faithful on Twitter. We're making a goalie change. Joel Hofer. No, the hell you ain't. It's just his picture. Peering over.
Speaking of loving somebody one day and then not the next day, apparently the Dolphins loved Mike McDaniel despite having a 7-10 season. They loved him all the way up until they decided to fire him.
What happened?
I don't know, Anthony. I don't know what changed from a couple days ago to now. Is there
Maybe,
another coach that became available?
Yeah, maybe something happened. I don't know.
That other coach, by the way, I'm assuming you're talking about John Harbaugh. He won't take any interviews until next week. But Dolphins may be preparing to talk with John Harbaugh.
I think John Harbaugh's waiting to see if one of these teams this weekend loses and somebody gets impatient and fires their coach, because obviously one of those jobs would be a very good spot.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo.
Jamie.
Yeah.
How would you feel about Mike McDaniel being your OC in Detroit?
I would love it.
Because NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports the Lions have reached out to former Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel about their offensive coordinator
I would love
vacancy.
that.
I think he's going to be a really great hire as an OC.
I think that's what he is.
I agree.
He's not an alpha. He's not a guy like and Dan Campbell is. So
you're good.
Let the little offensive-minded guru guy do his job with your offense.
His personality, his shtick kind of plays better as an OC. He can be quirky and all that. I don't think his offense is a fluke at all.
If he gets hired by the Lions, I'm just going to say order the rings now.
Okay, fair.
Well, Lord of the Rings now.
No, order the rings.
Yeah, you could probably get that at
Lord of the Rings.
Stream it.
Like
You don't need to
You're
order
Dungeons and Dragons
I
guy.
didn't know any of that, man.
Lord of the Rings.
That's interesting.
I think a lot of teams would be calling for Mike McDaniel as an OC.
So
If I was him, I would love to go to Detroit. Think of all the weapons they got there.
Yeah, you'd be head coach again.
Pittsburgh got some weapons too, man.
Yeah, do they really?
Yeah,
A lot of tight ends. Huh?
Plenty.
You got Jonnu Smith. You've
got four of them.
Pat Fryermuth. You've got
Cam
Hayward's brother.
You bet.
Connor
quarterback.
Yeah.
you got a lineman playing tight end.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Darnell Washington.
Yeah, him too.
Also was a running back in the program.
So, Jamie,
Different spelling.
Yeah.
Jamie, you brought up a team.
No, it's Jefferson. Darn it.
Jefferson.
Darnell Jefferson.
Darnell Jefferson.
Marshy's trying to talk.
Well, I was still talking.
He wasn't done.
Go for it. Sorry.
Jamie brought up a team in the playoffs now that could fire their head coach. Let's put Mike Tomlin aside. Who else do you think could be in that boat?
I'll tell you who I think needs to be fired, because the guy consistently underperforms with what he has. And a guy that, cannot get over the hump at all.
I have a name in mind, too.
And he needs to be let go.
So he can go to Atlanta?
So he needs to go to Atlanta.
You're going to go
Matt LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur. Yeah.
Matt LaFleur is such a bum. Probably should fire him. And then, Atlanta, it's not a good team.
He may like Miami more.
You shut your mouth.
Think about it, though. Green Bay, yes, they've made the playoffs, but they've consistently been the 7th seed.
Oh,
They've been the 7th seed every time, I think.
Was Washington the 7th seed last time?
I think they had to.
No, because Philly was the 2 seed, while the Lions were the 1, and they beat Green Bay. Okay.
Yeah, Green Bay has been, I think, the 7th seed under Matt LaFleur every time.
And if the playoffs were not expanded, they would be out of the playoffs.
Yes.
So I wonder if they take that in consideration if John Harbaugh, if they look at John Harbaugh and they're like, this guy in Green Bay.
Yeah, LaFleur, not good enough.
I don't know. We're just spitballing.
Yeah, I think you are.
Maybe just put it into the atmosphere,
We're trying to help Anthony.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Trying to help you out.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck to Ole Miss and Miami. Tonight is game 1 of the 2 semifinal matchups. You got Ole Miss, you got Miami. Depending on who you like tonight, I think depends on what narrative you're buying into. I'll explain next on 101 ESPN. tonight we got Ole Miss and Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. And by the way, we got the coverage for you right here on 101 ESPN. The kickoff is at 6:30, although knowing the college football landscape, 7:12. It'll be about 8:20. But we will have the game for you, pregame at 6 o'clock. So immediately following us here in the Fast Lane, you can listen to the pregame of the Fiesta Bowl. And I teased it this way, guys. I think no matter, we could dive into the matchup, and we will. But to me, it's what narrative you want to side with will determine who you think is going to win tonight's game. For example, if you believe that the Lane Kiffin drama has finally reached its boiling point, then you're probably on Miami's side. And there's plenty of reasons to like Miami, from their defensive line play to the fact that they're playing as well as anybody right now in the nation, obviously, because they're one of the only 4 left. But they're rolling. They shut down the number 1 team in the nation, or the number 2 team in the nation, excuse me, number 1 team in the nation for most of the year in Ohio State last week. There's plenty of reasons to like Miami, but it really might come down to whether or not you think that all the drama with Lane Kiffin and the coaching staff, it's finally come to a head. On the other side of things, with the way that Ole Miss has played, it's as if Lane Kiffin leaving has had zero impact. And you feel as though that Miami, which lost to SMU this year, by the way, which is kind of a poor man's version of Ole Miss, the way they run their offense. You feel as though that Miami will finally crack. The defensive line will be neutralized by the way that Trinidad Chambliss is mobile and can get the ball out quickly. And you think Miami is done. The other thing is Mario Cristobal. I don't know if he's the most trustworthy coach. We've seen him lose some games he's not supposed to, or make some really poor decisions at the most inopportune time.
Like running the ball and you should take a knee.
The whole end of the Georgia Tech game. You just go with that. Just go with that, Georgia. But it's there, right?
Yeah. But it is there. Yeah,
it's a learning moment, though.
Before we do have some of the questions to set up talking about this game. But what narrative do you guys buy into?
I don't know if I buy into it, but certainly I must to a certain extent, because I'm thinking about it. As a former athlete, if my head coach left, the rally cry would be, let's stick it to him. Mm-hmm. He didn't think we were good enough. He didn't think we would be his opportunity at a national championship.
Go fast lane yourself, Lane.
Go fast lane yourself, Lane. And sometimes that can galvanize a team to where whoever takes over the coaching duties just has to keep it on the rails, and the players go out and do their thing. And so that's kind of the narrative I'm looking at.
For me, it boils down to the quarterbacks. I think Trinidad Chambliss is the best player on the field, like hands down. Like some of the things he's able to do, with the ball in his hands, keeping plays alive and throwing the ball down the field and doing all those spectacular things, really aided in Ole Miss beating Georgia in their last game. On the flip side, Carson Beck, can you take care of the football? And if Carson Beck takes care of the football, you give yourself a puncher's chance. Like I think Ole Miss has the better team, better athletes, better players. I like Kewan Lacey. I also like Mark Fletcher as the running back for Miami. But I like what they have offensively. Defensively, I like Bain. I like Miami's. I like what they have defensively. But I think it boils down to these 2 quarterbacks. Can Trinidad Chambliss make some eye-popping, spectacular plays again like he did, in their last game? Can Carson Beck hold on to the football and get the ball to Malachi Toney? Because he's lightning in the ball. That kid is special as well. So it's those 2 guys. It's simple as it sounds. Like, what do you see from both of those 2 positions? If Carson Beck is turning the ball over, when they lose, he turns the ball over.
Yep.
So when they win, he takes care of it. And he doesn't have to have a 300-plus game. He just needs to not turn it over and get the ball to the guys behind you and out in space.
Do what he's done the last 2 games.
Do what he's done, yes. So that to me, is a simple storyline, but I think that's the most important one.
Marsh?
I think it's Miami's defense, the way that they've been able to impact the game against A&M and against Ohio State. Like, I think they are, if they come to play, I think they win. And if they don't, they lose. You could make the argument, Carson Beck against this quarterback, that quarterback. Going into the previous 2 matchups, he was the lesser quarterback against Marcel Reed and against Julian Sain. I mean, Julian Sain was a Heisman candidate. He was there. I just, yes, he will have some sort of impact, but I think it really boils down to Miami's defense and if they can sort of control the game. I think Miami's defense is the best left.
You know, one thing that you said that I do think will have an impact on this game is what sort of game will it wind up being? I think it's a tough game to predict because what will the pace be? Because that, I think, will determine who has an edge. If it's a shootout, and I don't think it will be, but if it's a shootout, it favors Ole Miss.
Yes.
If it winds up being a situation where Miami can avoid what CD was talking about, the costly error, the big turnover, if they can run the ball, if they can slow down the pace, it's Miami's game. Because Ole Miss is going to want to go. And I could see at some point, without Lane Kiffin there, them being on tilt. And then it wind up being a Miami game. You know, they force a big-time error from Ole Miss. But what sort of pace, and I think that's kind of what you're talking about, Marsh, what sort of pace this game is played at, I think will determine it. It's going to be fun. All right, let's dive into it. What will ultimately be the deciding factor in tonight's game if Ole Miss wins?
For me, like CD said, the quarterback, he has a hell of a game.
He's special.
Yeah, if Ole Miss wins, Trinidad Chandler's threw for 350 and probably had 4 touchdowns total, three passing, 1 rushing, and just dismantled that Miami defense.
Yeah, last week he threw for 362 against Georgia. And, you talked about the running game from Chambliss. I mean, he only ran for 14 yards. Mm-hmm. But it's a guy that you have to keep in check. Miami, for the most part, they kept Marcel Reed in check. They tackle really well on the defensive side of things, which is something that sort of goes unnoticed if you're just sort of watching the game. Like, you're like, I'm not really keen on just focusing in on tackling. Mm-hmm. But, you can get some extra yards, obviously, if you aren't tackling well enough. And so, for me, if Ole Miss wins, we talked the other day about game changers and game managers and stuff. Trinidad Chambliss is a game changer. So, yeah, I think it's ultimately him. He is the deciding factor if Ole Miss wins. Now, you can make the argument like Carey did. If Carson Beck is not good, well, that could also be the deciding factor for Ole Miss.
I think if Ole Miss wins this game, I think it'll be because they figured out how to neutralize Miami's defensive line. And they might even just have it already because of the way that they run their offense. They get the ball out quickly.
Up-tempo, quickly, get the ball out.
Yeah,
that's tough on a defensive line that wants to pin their ears back because now we're getting the ball out, so you're running laterally. You got to chase.
You have to tackle.
And then you got to get lined back up and do it again, and you don't have a lot of time to reset. You just right back into it. So that tempo, Trinidad Chambliss, what he's able to do, you probably could put Miami in a tough situation defensively.
And Ole Miss can run the ball. Mm-hmm. So if they can counter what CD's saying and that those Miami defensive linemen, they want to get up. They want to get up and go. They want to sack the quarterback. They start to get frustrated. They're tired of being tackling in space. All of a sudden, you start to hit them with a spread running game. Maybe some of those big plays will happen. So I think that's how it will look if Ole Miss winds up winning this game. They have their system that neutralizes Miami's defensive line, and then conversely, like we keep talking about here, Carson Beck's turnover issues are real.
Yeah.
And they were real at Georgia a year ago, and we saw it when Miami started to stumble and lost to Louisville, they lost to SMU. The turnovers were horrific for Carson Beck, especially in that Louisville game. Mm-hmm. So Ole Miss gets a couple of turnovers, and then that winds up deciding the game. Conversely, flip side, let's flip this. Miami, if they win, what does it ultimately look like?
It looks like defense is playing lights out. Like that, I know Jeremiah Smith had 157 yards receiving, 150, 160 yards receiving. He was outstanding. But that Miami defense got a turnover for a touchdown, pick 6. And they, despite Jeremiah Smith going off, it's almost like the Bill Belichick mindset. You're going to get one guy, but we're going to shut everything else down.
Right.
And that's what Miami did defensively. They got after Julian Sain. They made his life uncomfortable. He had some nice throws there, but it wasn't like he was able to pick them apart other than Jeremiah Smith having a great day. I think if Miami wins, it's because they lean on that defense, and Mark Fletcher has one of those 18, 25 carries, 110 yards, and Malachi Toney has an explosive play or two. And that's how that to me is the recipe for Miami to win. Carson Beck, you are a game manager. We talked about that yesterday. Marcia just brought it up. Game manager versus game. Be the game manager. Do not turn the damn ball over. Get it to our guys, and let's play the next play. I mean, that Texas A&M game was it was windy. That was a prime example. Just get eventually somebody's gonna make a play. Don't mess it up.
Right.
That's all they did.
Yeah, it is. You're right, CD. It's like the Texas A&M game. If you wind up playing it that way, that's the type of game you win. Now, I do think it's going to be higher scoring than that one because, like you said, it was windy.
Yeah.
It was rough. You couldn't.
That was tough.
I mean, it was like you had to run the ball, and even if you did run the ball, if you get into fourth and short or third and short, you may get stuffed. But so I do think this is going to be definitely higher scoring than that game. You just laid out the blueprint for Miami. Anybody else got a different take on that?
Not really different. Mine's very simple. We talked about the quarterback for Ole Miss being the difference maker. Miami has to make it. He's not. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, contain him.
Get to him, punish him. Get hands on him.
Sure.
I wonder, you talk about the quickness of the Ole Miss offense. Miami, their first touchdown against Ohio State, which I think is the blueprint of what they should do. Mark Fletcher Jr. run the ball. They had like an 8-minute drive to score that first touchdown. If you're consistently having long, sustainable drives, you're keeping that Ole Miss defense out there. And if Ole Miss wants to run this high-flying offense, okay, but then they only have 2 minutes worth of time on the clock or 3-minute drives. Well, then that Ole Miss defense is going to wear out over the course of the game. So I wonder if that occurs if Ole Miss decides to take a step back from this high-flying, quick offense, which maybe they end up getting away from their game to sort of try and control the game and keep their defense on the sidelines for an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that plays a factor tonight.
Yeah, it could be, quick turnaround. All of a sudden, it's a long drive. Ole Miss finds himself down, and they go 3 and out, and their defense is right back on the field. I think that's an important factor.
Another thing, and Walsh King mentioned it, Ole Miss had a couple of more coaches leave the staff to head to LSU. Now, it's the offensive coordinator still there. I think the running back coach is still there. That's good. But when you have multiple
Weiss
coaches,
was in Baton Rouge too.
I think
this
he's been
week.
back and forth. But if he's there for practice, you can still. But he is splitting his time. But when you lose other position coaches, it puts a strain on the entire coaching staff because you either have to trust a younger coach or a coach that's under that position coach, an assistant to kind of run that group, or say if it's the tight ends coach is the one that leaves. Now the tight ends have to split up their time. They got to go half the time with the offensive line so they can work on the run game, and then half the time to go with the receiver coach so they can work on the pass game. So a position like that, I don't know which positions it was, but it can impact what they're doing in terms of how their work is going, and we are creatures of habit. When you change something, that can kind of disrupt it a little bit as well.
Sure. I agree. That's a great point by Walrus King. All right.
Who's winning?
Prediction. Marsh?
I'm going with Miami.
You've been on Miami now.
I have.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. I felt pretty good about them against Ohio State, a couple weeks ago. I have Miami. I think their line is NFL worthy, like they got some dudes. And so when it comes down to it, who's better in the trenches? I think Miami is. I think they win.
Okay. CD?
I'm going Miami as well. I thought the way that they beat up on Ohio State was a shocker to me. And I thought Ohio State would be able to put more points up, be able to be more fluid offensively. And Miami said, no, thank you. It's not happening here. But Ole Miss got some dudes. But I still think Miami, if they control the ball and Carson Beck doesn't turn it over, I think they win the game.
I get Ole Miss. I'm sticking to the fast lane yourself
He
lane.
hates Miami.
No, I actually love Miami. I got Ole Miss.
It's part of the narrative too, right? Take the better quarterback.
Yeah.
And Trinidad Chambliss is the better quarterback. But I'm with you guys. I'm with CD and Marsh. I like Miami.
Wow, Long Island, huh?
It's going to be a great game though. I really do. I think it's going to be. I think both these games are going to be excellent. But I think Miami controls the game. I like them better to control the game. If Ole Miss wins, I think it's going to be a situation like it was last week in Georgia, where they rally and then win it late, kind of last team with the ball situation. So ultimately, I think Miami has a better chance to control the game from the outset.
I do really like both of these teams. Whichever team wins, like I'll probably be rooting for them in the national championship.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
CD will be on the other side, and we know why.
No doubt.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Do the young players on the Blues give you some hope? That's next. Listen on 101 ESPN 309. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody joining us today. Do the young Blues players give you some hope? So Otto Stenberg, who scored again last night. Tyler Tucker also scored a goal last night. Losing effort for the Blues. We talked about how unacceptable the play has been in the start of the show. But if we spin a little positive here, with the way this season has gone, do you have some hope with the young players?
Yeah. Look at the lineup. And when people talk about young players, everybody thinks of like rookies or guys that are sitting in junior or whatever, being drafted. No, like the young group of players is Snuggerud, Neighbors, Dvorsky, Stenberg, Broberg, Holloway, Tucker, Mayu, Hofer. Like you've got some really good players. That's not talking about Juracek, who projects to be, some people that I've talked to that were scouting over at the World Junior Championship, or up in Minnesota rather, said that he reminds them of Alex Pietrangelo. So if you've got that in the pipeline, and that's not saying he's going to be exactly like Petro, but if let's say you have a version of it, that's a pretty good player. That's pretty much a franchise type defenseman. So you got Juracek, you got Lindstein, who is projected to be a lot like Philip Broberg. Good skater, good movement, not as big, but still. And you've still got the goaltender from Sweden that I can try and pronounce his last name. Love is his first name. He was the best goalie at the World Junior Championship. So when you start doing the math of players that can move the needle for your team, there's a lot of players that are going to be your future. And having the luxury recently of watching Stenberg play as well as he's done, and he's got 6 points in 10 games. Now, over the course of an 80-game schedule, what does it really look like? Let's say he's a 30 to 40-point guy, or 25 to 35 points. Like, that's really good. And he's a two-way player. He's on the ice for penalty kills. He's on the ice when the Blues are trying to close out a game, 6-on-5 against the other team. So I think that when you look at the big picture of things for the Blues, the young core that is coming up is positive for the Blues. I think that you can look at that in a really good way. Now, how long is it between now? And I forgot Kaskamaki, too. So you got Kaskamaki as well. It's another player. How long is it until they become the core of this group? Probably 3 years, somewhere in there, depending on which player you're talking about. But it does, seeing all of these players in different positions as well, gives me a positive vibe towards the future for the Blues.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this team is drafted really well. It's just the collection of players at the right time. It clearly it's not working. And we talked about this with the core, whatever core is for you, it's not working. But when you look at the young guys, yeah, it's hard not to be excited. Whether or not you also find somebody that is going to be a potential superstar and put you over the top, that's the question. Are you going to have a high enough draft pick to do that? I don't know. I like a lot of the young players. I think many Blues fans will say, because really you only hear about a couple that you really are ticked off about. Other than that, I think this is a likable team in terms of, wow, I can see what the potential is. It's hard to be excited right now because of the loss yesterday.
You got to look past that's the thing is you got to look past the front door here. Because the front door is like, well, they lost 7-3, the Blackhawks. But when you open the door and peek, Stenberg scored his first NHL goal. Tucker got in on the offense. Like, you're seeing things that are back there. They're just not at the front yet. And, it's something else to remember, too, when I talk about all these these young players that are in the pipeline or on the roster, they can also be packaged to go get that difference maker you're looking for.
Sure.
There might be a player out there that has a year or two left on a deal that's a 40-goal scorer, 90-point player, 100-point player, and that team is not going anywhere. And they want to stockpile some young guys. All of a sudden, maybe you send a Dvorsky and a Kaskamaki over there, or Lindstein and Dvorsky, and you get the piece you want because you're still utilizing assets that you have in good young players. It's another way to go about it.
I'm looking forward to seeing if I don't know if that happens. I just want to see some good hockey, man. I think that I speak for everybody when I say that.
Yeah.
You know, the young players are fun and exciting. You don't have – I think they're kind of graded on a curve, though, because you don't have as high expectations for them. It's like they get a little bit more leniency and their failures or downfalls that they have right now. You look at it and say, okay, it's okay. Like Logan Mayu is in that conversation. I think we've kind of eased up off of him as of late. He hadn't been the whipping boy lately, but you gotta having young players is awesome, man. But your guys got to go.
Yeah,
they don't.
I forgot about Carbonneau too.
I want to see him.
Who's leading the Quebec League in goal scoring right now? 32
goals, something like that.
Yeah, and he's a dog.
Yeah, bring him here.
He's a dog.
Yeah, bring him now.
I think for
right now
for me,
why?
I can't.
Rules,
Once the season's over,
rules are made to be broken.
Yeah, Kerry, that's the attitude.
Jamie knows.
The Patriot way, baby.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
wow.
No, what?
Wow.
What?
Wow, here?
What?
Right now?
I don't know.
You doing that?
Maybe.
Jeez.
I think for me, like, I would like to see the young players have that impact on a good team, right? Like, they're the accent pieces that are, they're cheap in terms of how much money you're paying them, and they impact the team in a positive way, but you're not solely relying on those guys. And we're just not getting that right now. You're not. Like, some of the better teams around the league, they'll bring in young players to be accent pieces, and then those players develop into being the core pieces down the road. So I'm frustrated because while I do enjoy watching these guys play and they're getting their time and they're getting time that maybe they wouldn't if there weren't any injuries. So I do find that beneficial. It's just I wish that they could be those accent pieces on a playoff team. And I don't see this team being that right now.
But that's why we're looking beyond it. That's why we're looking beyond this.
Yeah,
year.
well, like, how long have we been looking beyond it?
Well, yeah,
you know, a couple years ago, we were like, well, I can't wait for Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou to hit their prime. They'll be 90-point players. Well, still kind of waiting on that.
Sometimes you just, doesn't happen the way you want it to.
Well, Marshy, it's what you've got currently. It's what you will have for an extended period of time.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
No. Quit asking.
Yes, quit asking.
Anthony knows.
Why are you staring at me,
agrees.
Anthony?
It's fascinating on 101 ESPN. Let's rank the potential NFL head coaches as well as the best jobs available now that the Dolphins position is also open. That's next on 101 ESPN.
The world's largest sports book is at your fingertips here in the state of Missouri. Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be. They got high app limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Circus Sports is better for the better. That's right. And they've got a phenomenal customer service that is a human being. It's not a bot or anything like that. Now you talk to somebody, and if there's any problems, they're going to take care of it for you. All you have to do is get to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Punch in Circus Sports. It's a white logo. Click on that, and you are ready to go. You're ready to start betting. You got great lines on futures bets over there, tight money line splits. They've got player props, parlays. They do have the best odds of any app that is out there. And no matter what the sport is you're looking for, with football, basketball, baseball, hockey, Circus Sports is dialed in for you. So please don't miss out on the action. Make sure you download Bet Like a Pro with your Circus Sports app and join in on all the excitement. Must be 21 or older. For problems gambling, call Problem Gamblers Helpline at 1-800-522-4700.
Last night on 101 ESPN, if we were to rank the potential NFL head coaches, I think we'd all agree that the number one spot is John Harbaugh, right? Everybody in agreement there? No?
Well, then speak up, Carey.
Who do you got?
I'm looking at the list. I guess, but I don't know if it would almost be by default because the other guys on here, I wouldn't. So yeah, okay, yeah. But it's not like I would be clamoring.
All of that for that?
Oh yeah, because I want to make it known. Like it's like when you got to do something, you don't really want to do it, but you got to do it.
I've been there.
You know, It's like you got to make a decision, but it ain't the best decision. Be like, but it's better than the other decisions. So you go with that. So
Lesser of two evils.
There you go.
Maybe Kerry thinks there's another coach out there that hasn't been fired yet that would be a better option.
I don't know that.
Maybe
I mean,
in the same division.
I would have a no.
The Bengals are
Zach
already going to
Taylor
keep
is keeping
that.
staying in Cincinnati. What are we doing?
That's not it.
It would probably be, for me, it would be John Harbaugh or Robert Saleh. And I know Saleh it didn't go well for him in New York, but it doesn't go well for anybody in New York. Like, being a defensive coach, and the defense in New York was outstanding. Yeah. The offense, you went out and signed Aaron Rodgers he got injured, and then the following, it just wasn't good. So Robert Saleh would be one of them. I think getting another opportunity. John Harbaugh is, yes, but I think we just make an assumption because he was there so long. He's a Raven. What do you mean?
I mean, that's your team.
It's not.
It's not. He hates the Ravens.
Thank you, Anthony.
Enough out of you.
Thank you, Anthony. But yeah, I'm looking at this list of coaches.
You've changed.
It would Saleh or John Harbaugh would be at the top of that list for me. And then the other guys I have there.
I like Robert Saleh. I like Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator in Minnesota. I like Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator, and I like those three guys for one really big reason. They all got much more out of their talent than they probably should have.
Hang on. Back up a minute, okay? Back up a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you say? You like Flores?
Yes.
Yeah. And you like Saleh?
Yeah.
Okay. And who's the other guy?
Jesse Minter.
Yeah. What's he?
Defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay. Kerry, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? There was a guy that I did radio with for quite a while. And this guy, very intelligent guy, big football fan.
Yeah.
Usually a pretty good
knows
guy.
ball.
But anyways.
Thanks, Jamie.
He told me one time, flat out, he says, you don't hire a DC as a head coach.
Why?
You don't do it.
Why, Jamie?
Because then you got to get a good offensive coordinator. And when you get a good offensive coordinator, they usually get plucked for head coaching jobs. So now you're redoing your offense.
Do it over and over again.
So what you want to do, Kerry, is you want to hire an offensive coordinator. So then you got two jobs in one. You know that one guy's staying.
This
guy said that.
He's a very intelligent gentleman, that guy.
And that same guy just talked about 3 defensive coordinators for head coach jobs.
Jamie, you know I love you. You also didn't let me finish. I like all three of those guys. The problem is what Jamie just illustrated. My thoughts on it exactly. I've always been of the mindset of...
If you haven't figured it out, it was Anthony.
Yeah. I think we got it.
I was confused.
Yeah.
If you're confused, let me beat a dead horse. No, I still feel that way. If you look around the NFL right now, who's left in the playoffs? Who's the majority of the coaches? McVay's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan's an offensive guy. LaFleur's an offensive guy. Ben Johnson's an offensive guy. Mike Vrabel's not. Who's his OC? Oh, Josh McDaniels,
Same guy that's
been around forever.
He won't ever leave.
And he won't ever leave. That's kind of a unique situation.
Mike Vrabel caught a couple of touchdowns in his day.
He certainly did. He certainly did. Primary position linebacker, but you're right.
I was watching Ryan Fitzpatrick talk about Brian Flores. I should have sent it to the group. And he mentioned his time in Miami and how you saw that?
Yeah.
How he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Like it might be very difficult for him not to build a staff, but for people to really trust him. Like he said he started to change, and then when they started losing, he kind of went back into his shell of me against the world. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the
Sounds
mindset.
like a dictator.
Yeah. He was doing his own thing and bringing. Getting coaches to vouch for him or getting people to vouch for Brian Flores based on his interactions in Miami might be a little bit difficult.
That would be one of my biggest questions. One, what did you learn? What did you learn in Miami? And two, who are you hiring as your OC? Jesse Minter, same question. Second one, of course, not the first one. Second one, who is your OC? Robert Saleh, who is your OC? He hired Mike LaFleur in New York, and I liked the hire, but I think Mike LaFleur was probably a little green, right? He had never called plays before, but I liked at least the idea of we're gonna hire somebody that has a bright future as an OC. Yeah. Then he was forced to take Nathaniel Hackett because Aaron Rodgers became the head coach there. So tough situation for Robert Saleh. But those would be my questions for the defensive guys. I'm not opposed to hiring a defensive-minded coach, but what Jamie said, and a point I've had, opinion I've had for 5-6 years now, you're making two big hires if you hire a defensive coordinator. He's going to be your head coach, and then he also is going to get the OC right. A year later, they're going to pluck your OC? If so, now you're going to make another hire. That's the issue I have going that route. Whereas if you hire Clint Kubiak of Seattle, and by the way, I'm well aware that Mike McDaniel's a defensive coach, and he's coaching Seattle. I'm not saying all of the coaches right now in the NFL playoffs are OCs, but when you hire a Clint Kubiak, he's going to run his offense. Joe Brady, if you hire him in Buffalo from Buffalo, I'm not saying you will. I'm just saying if you hire him, he's going to be the play caller. Kevin Stefanski, is he calling the plays or not? Because he stripped himself of the play calling duties the last 2 years. Stefanski's kind of a wild card. I think everybody's like, oh well, Stefanski, he's going to be a great coach of the year, blah blah blah. Okay, fair. But are you running your own offense? Because if not, why am I hiring you? Right. I don't know if you're a great culture guy. So that would be my question with him.
I think it's so many questions with all of these, with so many of these coaches. You got Mike McCarthy on the list. We've kind of seen that, been there, done that. You got Steve Spagnuolo. I think he's an outstanding defensive coordinator. I don't need him to lead my team ever again. Matt Nagy, I would say the same thing for him. Offensive, man, do your thing, but no thank you. Like, there's so many names on here that, and then you have, for me, even Joe Brady, like, I don't know if he's a really good offensive-minded coach because he's got one of the best players in the world. And even with him, they still don't do all of the things. Like, if you're a receiver, you want to go play for Joe Brady. Like, what? No. You're going to run. If you're a running back just now, James Cook is going to get the ball, the running back. But for years, Josh Allen was the leading rusher. I don't know. Like, it's no innovation. It's nothing that makes me say, oh, that's a game changer as a head coach or as a position coach or as a coordinator. I love what that person does. Like, there are so many question marks for all of these guys, and I think you're going to see kind of the same names get hired again. Guys are going to get a second opportunity or a third opportunity because there's nothing that I see from these coaches that makes me jump off the screen and say, yeah, he's a game changer, and I think that's a great offense or that's a great defensive coordinator that will be a great leader of men. I don't know. I have no clue.
John Harbaugh's a safe bet, but how long is he around?
Yeah.
It might be a 5-year hire because he's older now, which is great. Old guys that are older can still be great head coaches.
You're all
people
done
can't
it.
coach.
You've all done it.
But I think that's probably a five-year hire, right? Some of these other guys might not be ready for a job. You have no idea if Jesse Minter's ready for a head coaching position.
Do you need to see Cliff Kingsbury again as a head coach?
No, I like him. I think he's fine as an OC.
It's and then you got people with so many different names that you just don't know, right? You have no clue if they are able to lead an organization, and I guess that comes with it, and that's what the interviewing process is for. But I'm just going to be intrigued by which coaches go where. And who decides to, where they end up. And then we haven't even talked about which team would be the best team.
Baltimore's number one.
Because they're ready-made. They're ready to go. The
culture's there, but who's number two?
What team? The Dolphins for me. Now you have to figure out, you got to figure out the quarterback there. That could be a big obstacle.
Huge.
Yeah, could be. But I don't think the Dolphins are that far off. Given the right quarterback. I know that sounds crazy.
I think the Dolphins and the Browns are essentially the same. I know we talk a lot about
one's way better to live than the other.
True.
It's kind of
both in the AFC though.
Part of the equation.
There you go. That's where I was going. Actually, I think the Browns are if you got no quarterback in either situation, the Browns are closer to being better than the Dolphins are right now.
Because of the defense.
Because of the defense. The defense is outstanding. Yeah. That's not a problem. The problem is, what are you going to do on offense? Do you trust Shedeur Sanders? Are you going to go and draft another quarterback like the Browns? But the Browns, in my opinion, it would probably be Ravens, Falcons, Browns.
Yeah, the Falcons aren't bad.
Yeah.
I don't hate that one.
Not any of the New York teams.
Hell no.
Even though there are some young pieces, I just don't like their front office.
I don't trust Jackson Dart to play 10 years. Mm-hmm. He's going to go. And I don't want to take that away from him if I'm a coach. Like, I love you got some dog in you.
Right.
But my man, people are trying to harm you.
Yep.
And there's something, defensive players don't get to hit a quarterback for months. Mm-hmm. Like, they literally, you get close to the quarterback in practice, you are getting scolded. Like, the way that these offensive players and offensive coordinators talk to you, if you breathe by their own quarterback, they're trying to kill you once you get to the game. I just let you know.
What about Tennessee? I really like Cam Ward.
I like very little on their roster. I think they are so far away.
I don't like their roster.
Their roster is horrendous.
I mean, but all these teams, there's a reason why these coaches were fired, because these teams aren't good.
Right, there's different reasons, though, right? Like Tennessee, I think their roster top to bottom is one of the weakest in the NFL. But hey, you get a young quarterback in Cam Ward. Giants, there's some defensive pieces there. Mm-hmm. But will Neighbors come back on offense? How will he look coming back? Scadaboo, how does he look coming back? Like Kerry said, Jackson Dart spends a lot of time in the blue tent. Cleveland.
It's Cleveland.
There's some talent there, but nobody's won there. Miami, what do you do? What do you do at quarterback? Is the defense good enough? Atlanta, you've got a lot of pieces. There's no QB though.
Arizona's intriguing.
Arizona defensively,
you need a quarterback there
horrible,
too.
right?
Yeah, exactly. You need.
There is some pieces, but what do you do with Kyler Murray? Does he hamstring you in terms of cap space? You're right, Marsh. There's no. Baltimore's it. They need somebody to come in and freshen up what they currently have.
That roster that they have, let's not forget that there were so many injuries this year.
Yeah.
A new head coach walking into that situation where everybody could be healthy again.
Yeah. You also have expectations that, hey, dude, we need you to win now.
Your workload is far less than if you're walking
100%.
into a Miami or a Cleveland or an Arizona.
No doubt. All right, we got the Sports Six-Pack Part 1 coming up. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you've got a question, send it there. Part 1 of the Sixer next. Jamie, we have been told a lot of stories, and of course, we've experienced what it's like to work with Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. There's nobody in the industry that is trying to save you money and make things more convenient and easier on you when you go to purchase a home or when you go to refi or you go to maybe you need some debt consolidation advice. Stewie's on top of it. He also knows, and he has, because of all of his experience, he also knows maybe where the market is heading based on the job reports or anything that certain industries are doing. He's phenomenal. I can't recommend our guy Stewie highly enough.
Yeah, he is. He's amazing, and it's always funny because I don't know if he sets an alarm or whatnot, but when you're able to refinance and the rates are lower, he contacts you. You don't have to worry about calling him. He contacts you, and then if you qualify for the bagel loan, we know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Zero closing costs, all that stuff. You got to borrow $200,000 or more. But yeah, he's just a phone call away. It's the best part. You call him or text him. His number's 314-324-4440.
Again, that number's 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him. He's busy right now. We were supposed to have him on the air. He says, wing it, because he's busy helping 101 ESPN listeners as we speak. So give him a call, shoot him a text. If you can't remember all that,
you can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We will talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5:30. Before that, Chris Kerber at 5 o'clock as the Blues lost to the Blackhawks last night by a final score of 7-3. They'll take on the Utah Mammoth tomorrow. Pregame starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack Part 1 is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack, Part 1. Here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Kerry Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, question 1, please.
Question number 1.
From Grant Francis Fan Club, do the Blues have that star forward in the system? They're loaded with great secondary forwards.
I guess to be determined. Don't know ultimately what Dalibor Dvorsky turns into. But I think he's more of a second-line center, so... Yeah, I don't think they currently have that superstar in the pipeline. But to be fair, they really haven't had a superstar in the pipeline for, 10 years? Mm-hmm. As far as the center ice position goes. Who would we say would be the last star player? Now, I know Ryan O'Reilly was a very good player, but he wasn't a 100-point player.
Sure.
He played both ends of the ice. Paul Stasny was not a 100-point player. Who are some of the centermen that you look back and go, oh, man, yeah, we need one of those guys?
Fair point.
The Blues had a 10-year run under Ken Hitchcock where they were not just competitive, but they were contenders pretty much, and they didn't have a star centerman. So, although it would be nice to have it, I don't think it's a necessary requirement to be successful.
Are we looking at, the question was, star forward, but I also believe that having a star defenseman, you can get away with that as well.
Yeah, and I think you should be optimistic there between Broberg and Jiricek. I think one of those guys is going to be an absolute stud, and who knows what Lindstein is. He's supposed to be an offensive juggernaut too down the pipe. So, yeah, I think as far as defensemen are concerned, I think you have a higher ceiling for some of those guys than you do for some of your forwards.
Question number 2.
The 618 wants to know, has Trinidad Chambliss played his way into the first-round quarterback draft conversation?
He wants to go back to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He wants to go back to Ole Miss. He's trying to get that worked out right now. And if things go well, then he's going to be a Rebel again next year. As far as him as a prospect, boy, I'd be very intrigued by what Trinidad Chambliss brings to the table. The mobility is there. I think the arm strength is there. I think he's like a 4.46 or 4.44 guy. I mean, I don't think he's the biggest quarterback in the world. And
he's a small fella.
He's not tiny though. He's not like Diego Pavia.
Trinidad Chambliss is what? Is he 5'11"?
No, is he?
I think he's bigger than that. Is he not?
I thought he was like 6'2".
Whoa. Yeah, is he that?
Is Carey 6'2"?
He's listed at 6'1", so you're right. He's probably 5'5".
I don't think he's. I can look at.
He's listed at 6'1", 200 pounds, so he's probably more like 5'10".
He might, 5'11".
The other potential problem is the system in which he plays for. I mean, it is a college offense, quote unquote, through and through. Now, you are playing more college offenses, again, quote unquote, in the NFL, but it's not a situation where he's consistently having to read defenses. That would be my concern, but that's going to be a concern for most of these kids. I would be highly interested in, if he does come out, I'd be interested in him as a second round pick. I don't know if he gets into the first.
He got some talent. I mean, if he's a legit 6'1" and has the arm strength and arm talent that he has and the escapability, the ability to move around in the pocket and extend plays, there's a quarterback that had a really good start to his career just like that out of Wisconsin. So, And
NC State? Mm-hmm. That kid? Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Got it.
Was on the list for Hall of Fame until
he ruined himself.
Yeah, life happens, man.
Life hit him really hard.
He's gonna be fine though. It hit him well. I mean, hell, he's doing pretty well for himself.
He was on TV when the ball dropped.
Was
2026.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if the ball actually did drop. People were concerned about that. We were wondering. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you were busy probably with the kids.
Yeah.
Were they still up?
No.
Yeah.
Madeline was. Madeline won't go to
hanging out.
Kristen and Madeline are like night owls, man. The Madeline knows if she just starts talking to her mother, start asking her questions at bedtime, Kristen will just keep her up. They're talking. Yeah.
Question number 3.
From the 636, is this the last good year for Sam Darnold? 28 wins in 2 years has to be the ceiling, ? I
mean, for wins, maybe. But I think the guy has proven that he has become a franchise quarterback.
Anthony, you should be paid for how much you spoke about Sam Darnold. Someone somewhere. I mean, if his agent is Sam, if your agent's listening, or if you're Sam's agent, you got a guy over here, man, that believes in your client unlike anyone else. Maybe not even you believed in him this much. Anthony Stalter said your client had the most to prove and meant the most to his. You put him in the MVP conversation before the season even started.
I remember doing that.
No player in the NFL had more on his plate than Sam Darnold, and you said it, and you believed it, and you said that this man would be just the number 1 seed for Seattle. You mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
should
pay
have him
you.
In the playoffs.
That seems like
someone should pay you.
That seems like
your
hyperbole.
belief in Sam Darnold only. There's only 2 people believe in him more. Those are his parents.
I want somebody to love me as much as Anthony loves Sam Darnold.
You know what I mean? That's all we ask for, right? Somebody to love us as much as Anthony loves Sam Darnold. Wow.
Boy, nothing has been more misconstrued, I think, than that whole conversation.
I was
said it.
I was like Andy, I threw my toys away, and here comes Anthony taking those toys and running with them.
One man's garbage is another man's gold, Andrew.
Yeah, very true. Jamie. Yep.
By the way, we got a text from Incoherent Voice Text. This is pretty funny. You guys have ruined me for something. I was watching a documentary the other day, and one of the professors said something and used the words, a hole, without missing a beat. I looked at my wife and said, Jamie?
I can't hear that. I can't hear that either.
I can't hear it
without thinking the same thing.
I'm on the air doing TV the other one night, and Chris Pronger's with me, and we're doing like the intermission, and he's like, you're the game as a whole. And I almost went and said, Scott. I had to literally catch myself.
Man, that's hilarious.
You've ruined everything.
Yeah, that's very true. All right, let's get to part 2 of the Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to playing the NFL playoffs, I love doing so at Underdog. If you enjoy playing as well, and what I mean by playing it, if you have hunches that certain players will go higher or lower on their stats, Underdog is the best place to play. So, for example, give you a couple of offbeat picks this week. For example, here they have targets. You can actually choose whether or not a receiver will go higher or lower than their targets. And when you look at the matchup between the Carolina and the Rams, I think Jalen Coker of the Panthers goes higher than 4.5 targets. They've got fantasy points too. You can choose whether or not, for example, a player like Trevor Lawrence will go higher or lower on his fantasy points. It's set at 20.85. But when it comes to Lawrence, I actually think he rushes for more yards. So give me higher than 24.5 rush yards for Trevor Lawrence. Add a Dallas Goedert touchdown to that, and there's my picks, or at least one of my cards for this weekend. You can play at Underdog. You can play right here in Missouri, and if you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. I highly recommend playing at Underdog, especially if you're going to be watching the NFL games. And, of course, you're always telling your buddies, like, hey, I knew Trevor Lawrence was going to have a big game against Buffalo. Well, might as well make some money on top of that. So what are you waiting for? Download the app. Use my promo code Anthony to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony. And by the way, at Underdog, you can also get a gimme pick on any of the quarterbacks this weekend. So just choose any of the quarterbacks. It turns into a gimme pick. So, again, if you want to use the Trevor Lawrence play that I just gave you, great. That's one of the promotions going on this week. More ways to win, more ways to play at Underdog, where you can make plays and win money. Must be 18 or older in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details concerned with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org.
question? It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
If you've never played in the Gauntlet, today is your opportunity. Just send in a Gauntlet text, 314-399-9646, if you want to face one of us, and you'll have an opportunity to be selected by Andrew Marsh and face one of the four of us. So we do have the Gauntlet coming up in about 10 minutes or so. So, again, if you haven't played in the Gauntlet, text in 314-399-9646. Let us know, and you'll have an opportunity to play. All right, Marsh, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, so the 314 text in, this Robert Thomas talk stops now. I cannot see or understand a world where you trade him. Funny enough, we got a text from the 801. Robert Thomas's name has come up in the Athletics trade board. Is he the most valuable trade piece the Blues currently have?
I don't know if he's the most valuable. I think Philip Broberg might be up there on the list, too. He's 23 years old, Swedish Olympic team, just scratching the surface of what he might be. I think it would depend on what any team is looking for. If you're looking to add a top-tier centerman, then, yeah, Robert Thomas would be higher on your list. But if you're looking to add a franchise defenseman, Philip Broberg's probably at the top of your list. And if you're the Edmonton Oilers, Joel Hofer might be on the top of your list. Because goaltending apparently is tough to find in the NHL. If you don't have it, trying to find it is difficult.
Who knew?
Yeah, imagine that.
Question number 5.
From the 618, have you seen a funnier in-game sight than Joel Hofer peeking from the glass while hiding from Coach Monty? So you two have obviously played in the league. Have you been a part of something similar to this in terms of like it being somewhat comedic?
So I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to do my best not to incriminate somebody right now. I was playing on a team, not the St. Louis Blues, so you can try and whittle it down from there.
Good luck.
That's why I'm trying to do it this way.
Yeah.
But the story is the story. We don't need to know the team or the player. Said player, against his better judgment, had a girlfriend while he was married.
Oh, no good.
Yeah. And so he would leave the girlfriend tickets to go to the game. And she sat in one corner, and his wife sat in another corner. Again, not condoning any of this. It's the
You're
story.
just telling the story.
The story we're focusing on.
Got it.
Here. And so the girlfriend, I guess he had told the girlfriend that he was leaving his wife or something. Don't know exactly. She got impatient and said, well, I'm going to find her next game, and I'm going to tell her. So we're sitting on the bench, and he goes, oh, crap. I go, what? He goes, she's getting up. So the girlfriend was getting up and now walking through the crowd, heading towards player's wife. The play is going on, by the way. He jumps on the ice, skates over to the corner, bangs on the glass to get his wife's attention. And he says, there's an emergency. We need you in the wives' room down below. So she gets up, all puzzled. The referees are puzzled. Too many men on the ice, like the penalty here. Coach is going, what the hell is he doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this.
Wow.
So all of this happens, and, we get into the intermission, and the coach walks in. He's like, okay, like, somebody has to tell me, like, what the hell happened? What are we doing, guys? And so player stands up and says, I'll talk to you out in the hallway. And, lays it out there. Wow. But I'd never seen anything like that. He jumped on the ice. The play was in the other end, too, thank goodness. The referees didn't see him for like the first 10 seconds because they're all focused on the other end.
Yeah.
Also, you could just hear clang, 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 clang on the glass. Go to the wives' room. It's an emergency. I go, what'd you tell her? He goes, I don't know. I haven't told her anything yet.
Wow.
So
I can't imagine this lasted very long.
No, didn't end well.
Yeah.
No, didn't end well.
Okay.
Which is why you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons.
When the girlfriend told him, "I'm gonna go talk to your wife," why would you still leave her tickets?
I didn't, buddy. There are a lot of question marks surrounding this story.
You're doing your thing, but if she told you that, your ticket, good luck getting into the game.
I mean, I guess she could have got her own tickets.
I mean, maybe.
And still made her way over there. So maybe he thought if I keep her happy, I don't know. It was just the most bizarre thing I'd ever experienced in a game.
A little different than what happened last night.
Yeah, but
way different.
You asked for a story.
No, I know, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Jamie delivered.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to ask Carey for one, too, but I mean,
we can leave it on that one. I don't have anything like that. Not too many men on the field.
Sorry.
Moving on.
Question number 6.
All right, from 618. Do you think, given the fact that the Cardinals have a plethora of catching prospects, they should consider putting Ivan Herrera at first base full time, since he's not a good defensive catcher, but his bat would play at first base?
Or just let him be your DH.
You know how I feel about this. Just let him be your DH. His bat plays best at DH.
Yeah, you got a first baseman.
Yeah, Alec Burleson's going to be your first baseman. And if you need to get guys off their feet, I'm sure it's going to be a spot where you can put other players there, including, I guess, Ivan Herrera. It's not a bad thought. To me, you keep him at his best spot, which is DH. Not shooting down the question. I understand why you're asking it, but for me, his best spot is be your designated hitter.
Yeah, because if you move him to first base, now who's your DH? Yeah, Burleson.
Burleson, right. Yeah.
So what difference does it make?
It's not terrible.
It's not.
I could see a world where
In
they
a
try
pinch,
him at first
sure.
base for a couple games.
Yeah. Who's the better first baseman?
It's Burleson.
Got to be Burley right now, but
there.
we thought that about Wilson Contreras, too, and he was pretty darn good over there.
Yeah, and now I misstep on. I misfired
think
on
we
that
all
one.
did.
I did not think that transition was going to be as smooth as it was, and it
No, we
was.
asked,
Credit
you
to-
weren't here. We asked Matt Adams, how hard would that be to transition from catcher to first base? He's like, extremely hard.
Yeah, well.
He's like, there's so many things that are different, your footwork and knowing where the bag is and like all that stuff. So it's
Good
pretty impressive.
and good on Wilson Contreras to do that and make it look seamless. All right, we will wrap it up there. So we'll get to the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
404, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Patrick to the program. What's up, Pat?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for playing today. First time, right?
Yes, first time.
Hey, you're going to do great. Going to do great. Who would you like to select? Jamie, Kerry, Marsh, or me?
Let's go Jamie.
Oh, Jamie Rivers going up to the big dog here. All right.
All right, Patrick. Good luck, man.
You too.
All right, Patrick, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Marsh, spin that wheel.
What are you hoping for, Pat?
I think you said. Did you say hockey?
Not hockey. I don't want hockey, no.
Okay, was the wheel nice to the first timer?
Oh, it depends.
Oh.
Did he want football?
Ooh, I'll take football.
Yeah, it's football.
Okay, there you go. So the wheel was kind to you on your first go around here. So it is football. You're going to get 4 football-related questions. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready to play?
Let's go.
All right, Patrick. How many NFL teams finished with a league worst 3-14 record?
Ooh, it was either 4 or 5. Let's go with 5. Final answer.
Question number 2. Name the only team to score more than 500 points this season.
Repeat the question.
Name the only NFL team to score more than 500 points this season.
Options, please.
Is it the Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots, or the LA Rams?
LA Rams. Final answer.
Question number 3. The Carolina Panthers are in the playoffs for the first time since the 2017 season, when they lost in the wild card round to which team?
Let's go options, please.
Options are the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, or the San Francisco 49ers.
Green Bay Packers. Final answer.
All right, Patrick, last question. Name the only NFL division this season that had all 4 teams finish above 500.
I'm trying to think what Arizona Cardinals did, so it's either the West or the AFC or NFC South. Let's go NFC South. Final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Patrick, how you feeling?
Not the greatest, but it was a weird NFL season for sure.
Okay. All right, Jamie.
Yeah.
Welcome back from the Cone of Silence.
Thank you.
Your category today is football.
I love football.
Pack a lunch.
Whatever, Kerry.
Question 1, Jamie. How many NFL teams finished with a league worst 3-14 record?
I bet the Raiders are there. Giants? Give me the options.
3, 4, or 5?
I'll go with 3. Final answer, please.
Question number 2. Name the only NFL team to score more than 500 points this season.
I believe Seattle had the greatest differential, but that doesn't mean they scored the most because their defense is really good too. Give me options, please.
Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, LA Rams.
Oh, the Rams put up some big numbers this year. Give me the Rams, please. Final answer.
Question number 3. The Carolina Panthers are in the playoffs for the first time since the 2017 season, when they lost in the wild card round to which team?
Options, please.
Options are the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, or the San Francisco 49ers.
What year?
2017.
I'll go with the New Orleans Saints. Final answer.
All right, Jamie, final question. Name the only NFL division this season that had all 4 teams finish above 500.
All 4 teams finish above 500. Is it the AFC East? Did the Dolphins get there? Wasn't the AFC West. Wasn't North. Give me a second to go through the divisions here. NFC North, no. West, no. No, the Saints would have drugged down the South. I'll go AFC East. That's the one with the Patriots in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that final answer.
All right. Let's go over these. Name the only NFL team to score more than 500 points this season. Jamie went with the Rams. Patrick went with the Rams. Correct answer is
the Los Angeles Rams.
Both of you needed the options. We have a 1-1 tie.
Dirty.
Yeah, a little bit. How many NFL teams finished with a league worst 3-14 record? Jamie listened to the options. He went with 3. Patrick, without the options, said 5. And we know from the options that Jamie took, 5 was an answer. Correct answer is?
Yeah, it's 4.
It's 4. You split the difference on that one. They are the Jets,
I forgot.
the Titans, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. So the answer is 4. So we're still knotted up at 1. Name the only NFL division this season that had all 4 teams finish above 500. Jamie said the AFC East, forgetting the Jets exist.
Oh, no!
Patrick said the NFC South, forgetting that the Panthers, the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Saints all exist. Correct answer is
the NFC North.
The NFC North. The Lions, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Packers.
Yep.
All finished above 500.
Come on.
I didn't even think of that. What an idiot.
Neither of you guys took the options.
We're pretty sure
Probably should have. All right, so we still have a 1-1 tie.
Oh, man.
It comes down to this.
Oh, no. Which one is this?
Maybe. The Carolina Panthers are in the playoffs for the first time since the 2017 season, when they lost in the wild card round to which team? You both took the options. You both have different answers.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Patrick said the Packers. Jamie said the Saints. The other option was the 49ers. So if it's the Packers, Patrick wins. If it's the Saints, Jamie wins. But if it's the Niners, we've got to walk off. Patrick.
You have chosen poorly.
It was the Saints, Patrick. He got you 2-1 today. I'm sorry, man.
That was tougher than I thought, but good job.
Good job, Patrick.
Patrick, we hope you play again, man. Nice job.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Patrick.
See you later, Patrick.
Patrick, I think, told Marcia he was feeling a little nervous, so let's give it up for Patrick. Nice job there. It's not easy. It really isn't. You come on and you're trying to listen to the questions. You're also trying not to screw up. You're this, that, and the other thing. And
driving, you're trying not to crash.
Yeah, for the first time in the air, it's a little nerve-wracking.
First time's always nerve-wracking.
Absolutely, Jamie. Absolutely. But nonetheless, Jamie wins today. Nice work.
Thank you.
I tend to remember most of the playoff games. I do not remember that Saints-Panthers game at all. I would have probably said the Packers. I would have needed the options on that, and I don't remember a Saints-Panthers playoff game.
I just went with the Saints were pretty good at that block of time.
You took your shot. It wound up winning it for you. Do you remember that, Marsh? You have a great memory for this stuff.
Did I forget so that was
I don't know.
That was the Minneapolis Miracle year when the Saints,
Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, so the Saints defeated the Panthers. They took on the Vikings. This was back when there were 6 teams, so the top 2 teams received a bye. And then the Saints went on to play Minnesota, and the Eagles, I forgot who they played.
Falcons.
The Falcons, yeah.
Falcons beat the Rams.
Yes.
And it was the first.
That's right.
It was the first year in L.A. or
They
second
beat
year
them
in
in
L.A.
LA.
They beat them in L.A.
Yep.
Went on the road and got within the 5-yard line with a couple seconds left and went 4 and out.
I don't remember that game though.
The Panthers Saints one.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that
happening.
at all. Yeah, oh well, it happened apparently.
It did.
And it propelled Jamie to a victory today.
Yes, thank you.
Nice job, Jamie. Which arbitration player for the Cardinals has the most question marks? Interesting question because I think you're going in a lot of different directions here. That's next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We talked earlier in the show about some of the arbitration players for the Cardinals. They signed some players, including Brendan Donovan. But when you're looking at the arbitration players, Donovan, Nootbaar, Jojo Romero, Andre Palante, Matthew Liberatore, Nolan Gorman, Alec Burleson, which one of those ARB players has the most question marks for you, Kerry Davis?
In terms of
most question marks, I mean, really,
Donovan,
you can take it anywhere to go.
Brendan Donovan, because I don't know if he's going to be here.
What about if we just say player, like from a playing standpoint?
I mean,
there's only one right answer.
Burley is a St. Louis superstar.
Honestly, out of all these guys, Donovan, Burleson, from a playing standpoint, I have the least questions about.
Yeah.
There's only one right answer here for me.
Oh, wow.
Who is it?
Andre Palante.
What do you have against Andre?
Have you watched him pitch? I'm sorry. He finished
working his tail off.
The second half of the season was terrible for Andre Palante. Terrible.
So are you looking at this and saying, I have the most questions about whether or not he can produce, or
whether he'll even be on the big league
questions.
roster?
All right. That's fair.
I mean, with some of the guys that Chaim Bloom has picked up, plus maybe potentially a younger player, like I think Andre Palante has massive
clock's ticking. Palante.
Why wouldn't it be Lars Nootbaar? Because Lars,
if he's healthy, he's on my major league roster.
You just hit the nail on the head for why it would be.
But Palante, even if he's healthy and he's terrible,
why would Nootbaar be healthy?
Exactly.
Why would he start now?
You guys are rude, man.
I'm just asking.
You said it.
Hey, this is all about questions. I'm asking a question.
For me, it would be Nootbaar because of his inability to stay healthy for 150 games. And he hasn't had a track record of doing that. Hell of a player. Got a lot of comps that speak highly for him as a baseball player. Shohei Ohtani and Willie Mays tied together. You ain't never seen it. But you got to...
Bonds, A-Rod,
name
Poppy.
one.
I mean, yeah.
All of them.
He was all of them.
Man, combined in one player.
Yeah.
But you got to stay healthy.
The numbers.
No, that's what the metrics tell you that. We saw it.
Right.
And I was like, wow.
Still waiting for the production to be there. It's funny, Jamie, that you said it the way you did with Palante. There's really only one player, because that's how I feel. But I didn't choose Palante. I chose Matthew Liberatore. And I understand what you're saying with Palante, because the question marks about whether or not he's even going to be in the rotation and all that's all there. Liberatore is going to be in the rotation. My question is, will the progress, the development, will it be linear? Had a really good season last year. Will he take the next step this season? I think we can all agree that the ceiling is much higher for Liberatore than it is for Andre Palante. But the floor might also be lower, because we really don't know if you're counting on Matthew Liberatore to be like, I don't know, a 2 or even your ace next season, because Sonny Gray is now in Boston. Well, the drop-off, if he's not good, the drop-off is steeper.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this list: Donovan, Nootbaar, Romero, Palante, Liberatore, Gorman, and Burleson. I know what Burleson is. I know what Donovan is. Hell, I know what Gorman is. I think Gorman's just, he is what he has been.
Are you surprised? I'm looking at the numbers, and I hope it's correct. Brendan Donovan, 5.8. Lars, 5.25. Romero, 4.2. Palante, 4. Are you surprised that Lars got the 5.25 with his injury history?
They had to, though.
Is that
Unless
I don't
you're
know
looking
what
to deal him.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, this guy's still like we were joking about with Donovan.
Yeah.
This guy's so worth it. Take our money.
But even if it had gone to arbitration, he would have got a number close to that.
Yeah, but then you can argue it.
Well, you can, but he's still, at the end of it, there's a decision, and the decision would have been probably pretty close to that. It just...
I don't know. I would lay out, if I were, the first thing I'm going to mention is the number of injuries that he's dealt with.
And then his agent's going to bring up the metrics that we just talked about and compare them to every...
And I say, well, damn it, show me.
Ever.
Show me.
But he has. The numbers bear it out. He's hurt. It's a bad luck.
Be on the field, man.
That's a bad luck.
Bad luck. What the hell are we talking about?
I'm not defending Lars.
You sound like it.
I'm giving you the process, Carey.
It's rough, man. It's real,
I didn't know you
real
hated
rough.
him so much.
I don't hate him. I think he's outstanding.
Doesn't stand.
He hasn't done enough to be hated.
Oh man.
Gosh. What is wrong with you guys? Why do you
What
not
did I
believe
say?
in your Cardinals? I'm disgusted.
You started it.
Why don't we
talking
believe in the Cardinals?
Yeah.
He did it. Don't listen to him, Anthony. He does this.
All right.
No,
What are you talking about? You can't stand Lars.
He does this.
You're all over. Well, take your pick. You question marks over Libertor. I know what Gorman is.
I'm
What's your
excited.
problem?
I'm excited about Matthew Liberatore. I think there's more questions there. Nude, I don't have any questions.
Why?
We know what we're going to get.
See? There you go again. Shame on you. We haven't even started the season.
I think he's just a tantalizing player that would look good in another uniform.
What kind?
Any kind.
Knew he was going to say that.
Sometimes you got to say, hey, we're going to
St.
move on.
Louis Black Sox uniform? Nope.
Nope. Don't have a roster spot, okay?
You'll create one.
Sure we
One
do,
of you
but
kiddos. Sorry.
He's ineligible.
I'm sorry, your son has a bad hamstring. What? No, he doesn't.
Be
Yes,
my
he
luck.
does.
I cut a kid, and then Nuke goes out there, and he
Gets hurt.
Coach, I can't play.
The other kid goes off. Total Cardinals.
Same game. And I'm steamed. I knew it, Newt. I knew it.
Now I know what Ollie feels like.
I know. All right, moving on. You think Newt gets traded? I don't.
Newt is 28 years old. History of injuries. What are you getting in return would be the question. Because I think someone would always people when you're talented, and we laugh about the metrics and the comparisons, but those are some of those
Things
names
people are
real,
looking at. Yeah.
Right. I think people always assume, well, we get him here, he'll be fine.
Right.
And we know how to treat him better, or we know how to keep
get
him
the most out of him. Yeah.
So I think when you're extremely talented, you get more opportunities. And Newt is extremely talented. He just, as Jamie said, he's had some bad luck.
I don't even think Jamie believes what he just said.
I'm a big fan.
Injury bug, man.
I'm a Cardinals fan.
Some people it happens.
Try it.
Okay. All right, moving on. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Our NFL Wilds Card weekend Pick'em Challenge selections. I'll have a much more detailed breakdown on all the games tomorrow, but we'll kind of give you some picks that we're leaning toward next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite, take a shot on the underdog, or build a parlay, then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get in on the football action all playoff long. And when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get your playoff profit boost today. College football playoffs tonight. You'll be excited to get it going. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues fall to the Chicago Blackhawks last night by a final score of 7-3. They'll take on the Utah Mammoth tomorrow. Pregame for that one starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. Coming up next, we are going to dive into the wild card weekend in the NFL, our Pick'em Challenge. We're going up against the Rizzuto Show for a tiebreaker. We'll also have those games on 101 ESPN. At least on Sunday, we'll have the full slate Sunday and Monday Night Football as well. But we're going to make our picks next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Get ready to pick 'em. It's the Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light, official beer of the NFL. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly.
Well, as Andrew Marsh just said in the Sports Center update, time to make our picks for Wild Card weekend. Now, we will dive into the matchups a lot deeper tomorrow, but we start off with Carolina and the Rams. Marsh, I'm actually going to start to you because I feel as though that you are one of the only people that could see Carolina pulling off the upset.
Yeah, I've already seen it. I've already seen it happen.
But you are also one of the biggest believers that it's difficult to beat a team twice.
I am, Anthony, and that's why I am going with the Rams this weekend. But I would not be shocked if the Panthers actually did win this game because the Rams are a dome team. I don't think they've been playing their best football as of late. Maybe that means something. I mean, you can make the argument that the Panthers haven't played their best football in quite some time either, so who knows. But I think ultimately I'm going to go with the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Panthers, how do I put it, stink.
Wow. They're in your favorite division, Anthony.
And they beat my favorite team twice. And my favorite team stinks.
And then your favorite team did them a solid.
Yeah. You're welcome, Carolina. I just don't see Bryce Young doing enough in this game to swing the momentum for Carolina. And I don't see them establishing the run. I mean, that could be one way to keep the Rams offense off the field, run the ball effectively. Earlier in the year, Rico Dowdle was better than he is now. Chuba Hubbard has been, I think he had one big game and then kind of fell off again. I don't like this Carolina running game. I think Dave Canales is a really good a really good play caller and a pretty good head coach, but he just doesn't have the horses.
Yeah, I think the Rams got way too much offensive, defensively. I think they are the better team. I know that they lost to Carolina earlier this year in Carolina, but as my man Marshy also always says, it's hard to beat a team twice, and the Panthers ain't going to beat them twice.
No, agreed. Jamie, I'm assuming you're on that same line of thinking.
Give me the Rams. We just had it in the Gauntlet. I mean, they scored, the highest points in the league this year. That offense, I mean, I don't care what Carolina decides to do on the offensive side, that defensively they're going to have their hands full.
Agreed. All right. One of the coin flip games this weekend is in Chicago between the Packers and the Bears. The Bears had an opportunity at one point to secure the number 1 seed late in the year. They did not. Green Bay kind of limped into the playoffs because of their injuries. They split the two regular season matchups. Green Bay won at home. Chicago won at home. But the Packers are also dealing with all the injuries in Chicago. Jamie, where are you on this one?
This one took me a while to go over. Ultimately, though, I settled on the Bears. I think that Micah Parsons not being there defensively, obviously that's a big problem for Green Bay. Jordan Love has been erratic. I haven't loved his game. And just the way the Bears have played all season long, it just feels like they just keep getting better and better week after week. And what Ben Johnson has that group doing and believing in themselves and all that, I just don't see the Bears losing that game.
CD?
I went the Bears as well. I think they're the better team. I really don't like. The Packers have been dealing with a lot of injuries. Jordan Love missed some time. Malik Willis got banged up. Micah Parsons is out for the year. The Bears are at home. I didn't like how they finished their last game, but I do think that they are the better team. And I wouldn't have said that before the season started. So, I don't know, man.
Question for you guys. Who do you think has the better running game?
I like Chicago. I like both.
The reason I ask is
and Swift.
They're reporting that the weather in Chicago could be
windy
and snow.
Ooh.
I think both teams can run the ball effectively. Josh Jacobs was huge in that first game.
I just wondering if it's because the running game will be a big factor if the weather is that terrible.
What is his health?
He has been banged up. He's been banged up for the most part in the second half of the season, but didn't play last week against your Vikings. They held him out. I expect him to be fine. Where are you on this, Marsh?
I'm leaning Bears. I had that one stat the other day. Teams that lose that host their playoff game, they have a really good record. I think that the Packers rely more on their quarterback than the Bears do. And plus the Bears defense, they create turnovers. They create havoc. And Jordan Love, I don't know what quarterback's going to show up. At least with Caleb Williams, you kind of have an idea of what he's going to bring to the table. You may not love it every week, but he doesn't really turn the ball over that much. So,
Yeah, I'm actually leaning toward Green Bay in this matchup. I think the Packers, if you look back in that second game that they played, I don't know if you guys remember what happened there. We remember that the Bears won 22-16 in overtime, but that wound up being an absolutely wild finish in which Walker caught the touchdown pass, the 6-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Williams on 4th and 4 from Green Bay's 6-yard line. You don't catch that pass, Green Bay sweeps the series.
Right.
Green Bay has played these guys incredibly tough. And again, that second game, you had the injuries to Jordan Love. All right. I think we're going to get our guy, Jim Montgomery, on the line. So why don't we take you want to do a quick break, Marsh, or do you want to get him on right now?
You can get him on now.
Let's do it.
Get the man on here.
Let's do it.
We're talking puck with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Fisher Window and Doors Store, offering quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood and East Alton, Illinois.
All right, with Kerry Davis and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line where we have Jim Montgomery, head coach of the Blues, on with us right now. What's up, Coach?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Did you find Joel Hofer yet?
That is an apropos line for today.
Coach, we got to ask you about it. It's all over the place. Not an ideal situation in real time. Frustrating, I can just imagine. But now,
there's a few, there's glasses found in the...
Hello?
Yeah, we got you.
We got some background. I thought you were talking there. But frustrating in real time when you can't find your goaltender. But looking back on it now, can you maybe give us a little peek behind the curtain as to kind of what was going on in that moment so we can get rid of some of the rumors and speculations?
Yeah. So after the 7th goal went in, we decided to make a change in nets, and we had already radioed down in advance that if that happened, there could be a change. And as you know, in Chicago, there's not enough room on the benches for the goalie to sit. So you guys sit back in the locker room, and they usually have half their gear off, just because they're sitting back there watching, and the temperature in the room isn't the same. They don't need all that equipment on in the jersey. So when we decided to make the change, Joel Hofer wasn't ready. And so he tried to, put his top half on as quick as possible. There was a little delay in communication too, but minor to being prepared. And you know what? It really symbolizes the last half of our game and the first period of our special teams. We weren't prepared to get the job done. We lost the battle of the net front as well, and it was just like the exclamation mark to how we, tried to win that game last night.
Coach, I hear you often talk about net front presence, both, on the defensive side and offensive side. How do you just continue to relay that message that, for your guys to get in front of the net and get guys from in front of your own net?
Yeah, well, we just keep talking about it. I mean, we had 3 or 4 really good games in a row before last night's game. And it's something that is a big part of our process and our habits and details. And, last year we often won it. And it's funny, and in the games that we have won the net front battle, our record's something almost similar, like 3 games below 500.
Coach, and we're talking to Coach Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Coach, I know you're even keel. I know that at least to us you are, and you seemingly are even keel overall. But this has got to be frustrating for you. I know this season's not going the way you want it. What so far is the most frustrating as a coach as you're trying to get your team back on track? What has been the most frustrating aspect of the season?
Yeah, I would say our inconsistency of playing to our team identity. If I'm looking at something that, like some games, we started like last night, the first period, I was like, oh, we're humming. And then we faced adversity, and then we didn't look like our team again. And that means I have to do a better job, and it means the players have to do a better job of digging in.
Coach, power play's had some struggles here recently. Last night in particular, you talked about already. You talked about the special teams and stuff. As you're watching the video over with coaches and even the players, what's something you'd like to see just change or even simplified?
I'd like to see players harder at the net front, and that could be just jamming it from the goal line. It could be the weak side guy getting to the backside post, not standing at the weak side dot, and there's a lot of opportunities depending on the penalty kill where we think we're going to be able to beat them. And we don't seem to be able to execute that at the highest level right now, and that's why our power play is struggling.
Coach, you talked about early on and having some success. Tyler Tucker got a goal early into that game, and Otto Stenberg got his first goal of the season. And do you take away, like, when you see younger players having success, I know the loss stings and not playing well stings, but do you get a little bit of excitement when you see younger players doing the things that, got them to this league?
Absolutely. In games where you get production from Otto in his 10th game in the NHL and Tucker from the back end, and then we got a goal from Walker, and usually you win those games 5-2.
Coach, can you speak to some of the younger players that have stepped into roles that are performing well? Otto Stenberg comes to mind. Otto Stenberg is starting to draw some attention from fans from the way he's playing. Can you give us some insights to what you're seeing from the youngster?
Well, the young man was plays the game the right way. He doesn't cheat the game. He's always on the right side of the puck, which means the defensive side. And a perfect example was his first goal in the league. He's our F3 in the offensive zone. We ask our F3 to be on the strong side, and they bump it to the middle of the ice, and he comes over top of it, checks his guy, and from great defense, he ends up getting his first goal. But those are things that he does all the time. He stops on pucks. He tries to be the first guy on the forecheck to create turnovers, and then he gets right back above it. So there's a lot of things to like about Otto that is not only sustainable, but actually going to help him thrive.
Coach, Alexei Toropchenko, he signs that contract extension, which I know doesn't affect him, the player, because he shows up every night anyway. But, he's really putting up some good numbers here. Another assist last night, and then he draws a penalty, drive into the front of the net. You get Nathan Walker back on that line. Is that line getting closer to looking like your fourth line that you depended on so much last year?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that will only grow here. As, they all get back in the swing of things. Like, all 3 of them have been out here in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah. Coach, any update on some of the guys that are banged up? Dylan Holloway, are they getting closer to returning anytime soon?
No, they're not on the trip, so they won't be playing these next 2 games.
Okay.
And I don't think Suter or Holloway will be playing in our first couple of games home.
Coach, you got a couple games left here on the road trip, and we'll kind of we'll let you go with this is, what's the message to your guys now? Because last night, a frustrating loss, and I was telling these guys earlier, like halfway through the game, you're tied, you're actually out shooting the opposition, then things go south. So what's the message to your guys here now going into Utah?
Well, the message is going to be what we can learn is we bend, we don't break. Unfortunately, when we broke yesterday, we imploded. And give Chicago credit, they got to the interior ice and they got to the net front. But we let those things happen by not playing within our structure. So that'll be the lesson from last night. And then mentally, we got to dig in. Like, we got a road trip here. We want to finish. The objective is always finish above 500 on a road trip, and we still control that. So let's get back to work.
Coach, we appreciate your time. We know you're traveling and all that. We appreciate you joining us twice this week. And go get them. We'll check back next week.
Cheers, guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
You too. Thanks,
Coach.
That's Coach Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Well, he's all business, man. And
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, and I respect it. And I mean, that was the first time. That's the first time I felt like Coach maybe, and he just got off a plane, so you never know. But that was the first time I thought there's some tension and some frustration.
I felt it more towards you. But
I hit him. I hit him with
every day with him.
I hit him with that.
He's used to it. What? That frustration.
Yeah.
You.
With
the things you say in the office over there, are you kidding me? How
What do
you
I
talk
say?
to us before the show?
Oh, Carey.
Hey, come on, man.
He's gotten to the point he doesn't even realize
He
it
doesn't even
anymore.
realize what he's saying.
Marcy knows.
Does it every day.
I hype you guys up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really? That's
By
how you
beating
think
us
you get the
down?
most out of people?
I'm always hyping you up.
You make people feel that way? You think you get the most out of them?
What have I said? Things like, hey, if you don't pick up your work, you're going to be the next one out? Things like that?
I mean, when you said that to Jamie, I saw the look on his face, and I had to.
You know what went through my head at that point?
Yeah. What?
Fear.
See, I know.
No. For the St. Louis Black Sox. Fear.
He's going to be on a rampage, Colin.
Let's do Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
Elevate your performance with my friends over at Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. They work on all kinds of vehicles, whether it's a pickup truck, a Jeep, a Bronco, minivan, you name it. They've got you covered with all of the greatest accessories out there. And with winter here, although it doesn't feel like it out there much today, it will be back. And if Mother Nature decides to snow on St. Louis, you're going to want to make sure you have proper tires. Get over to the shop. Located right off of Cave Springs Boulevard. Get inside the 25,000 square foot facility. Ask for Shelby. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Have them check your tires. Make sure you're in good shape because my friends over at Pure Performance, as well as myself, we want to make sure you're safe out there while you drive the roads in the St. Louis winter time. Again, they've got everything inside from leveling kits, lift kits, running boards. They tint the windows. You name it. You have it done over there at Pure Performance. They're the best in the business, and they're the only place where I get all of my modifications done for my pickup truck. Get there again, visit them in person, or visit them online at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
Time to play Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, how we do last night?
Everybody did well except for me.
Oh, no, Marsh. I'm so sorry, pal.
That's okay.
Blues scored early, though. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues. All right, so what is it? Jamie with 3, me with 3?
No, so you two both have 2 points.
Son of a I tried, Jamie.
You did.
Kerry picked up his first point.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm at 0.
Goose egg. All right, Jamie, you are up.
Yeah, last night I had the Montreal Canadiens beating the visiting Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames going back-to-back travel to Boston to play the Bruins in Boston tonight. I don't like their chances. Give me the Bruins on the money line, minus 130.
Okay. I'm going to go with... I think Ole Miss is going to drag Miami into a bit of a back and forth here. But as Marsh likes to say, don't pay full price for anything. Give me the over 51.5 on the alt line.
For the game?
This guy.
Yep, over 51.5.
This guy.
On the alt line for
25
Miami.
to 26.
25-26.
51?
I was thinking 27-24 gets me the 51 that I don't. You know what? I'm going to need a little bit more than that. 28-24. 28-24.
That's a lot of points. You took the over. All right, give me Anthony Edwards.
Ant Edwards.
Yeah, Ant, man.
Yeah.
Over
ER.
39.5.
It's a good actor.
AR?
ER. Anthony Edwards.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
What?
He's an actor on the
On
TV
ER?
show.
Is he?
Yeah.
Does he
39
play
basketball now?
Nah, that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's a different guy. Points, rebounds, and assists. 39.5. I'll make sure I said that.
Give me Mark Fletcher Jr., 90-plus rushing yards tonight at minus 141.
Okay.
Is this who you picked? This guy?
It's not him.
You don't think that's not him?
Not close.
Okay, doesn't play basketball?
Nah, he's not a basketball player at all.
No, he sure isn't.
Couldn't play football either.
Could be a hockey player.
It could have been.
All right. Let's do hot take or hot garbage, shall we? If you have a hot take or hot garbage for us, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So text in the statement. We'll discuss whether or not it's hot take or hot garbage next on 101 ESPN. One of the things I love about Underdog is that they're always giving you a chance to win. For Wild Card Weekend, Underdog is adding a gimme pick on a quarterback of your choice from any of the Wild Card games to get started. So if you like a couple of quarterback selections where you think that quarterback's going to go higher or lower on their passing yards or their passing touchdowns, add that to your pick, but then choose a quarterback maybe you don't have a good feel on. That could be your gimme pick. That's what they're doing at Underdog right now. And playing on Underdog is super easy. Like I mentioned before, just choose whether or not a player is going to go higher or lower on their stats. Dallas Goedert has been red hot when it comes to getting into the end zone. I like him to score a touchdown this weekend against San Francisco. Yeah, I've been saying it all week. Travis Etienne has a great matchup against Buffalo, so I like him to go higher than his rushing yards. And when it comes to rushing in that same game, I think Trevor Lawrence goes higher than 24.5 rushing yards. Those are some of my picks for this weekend. If you're going to watch the games, you've got hunches, you want to win some money, you get your entries right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash at Underdog. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use my promo code Anthony to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Anthony at Underdog, where you can make plays and win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.inspeakgambling.org. 501, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Kerry Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Time to play Hot Take or Hot Garbage. So why don't we do that right now? If you want to send in a Hot Take or Hot Garbage statement, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Marsh, what do we got, kid?
From the 314, hot take or hot garbage. Both Jordan Kyrou and Braden Shen will be dealt at the trade deadline.
People just can't get enough Jordan Kyrou, can they?
I got to go hot garbage.
I'm going to hot garbage.
I mean, the biggest hurdle to trading Kyrou is the no trade clause.
Yeah.
Doesn't Shen have a modified?
Shen? Yeah, he's got something.
Like 16 teams or something like that?
Yeah. He would have to be asked if it's a team that's on his list of no-nos. Let's see here. Braden Shen has a modified no trade. Let's see if they give us the
information. It's on his bleep list.
Yeah, 15 team no trade list.
It's hard to work around some of those things, huh?
I love how everyone just thinks Jordan Kyrou is the problem.
They hate Jordan Kyrou.
Well, here's the problem, Marshy, is the moment we say, Jordan Kyrou is not the problem, they're going to give you every known stat possible that make him look terrible. So, there's other guys making $8 million that aren't doing anything as well.
Saw someone say he's on pace for 32 points this year.
Yeah. Well,
that's not great.
I don't know if anybody's on pace for anything this year. Like, we're 40 games in, and your top goal scorer is Justin Falk with 11.
Didn't get one.
That's not just a Jordan Kyrou problem. It's not just that.
All right, let's move on. 636, hot take or hot garbage. Eric Bieniemy goes back to the Chiefs.
Why?
Yeah, because Matt Nagy's going to get that job probably in Cleveland.
Why?
He seems like a Cleveland type hire.
Perfect hire for Cleveland.
Yeah.
This is why you all are trying to continue to keep Cleveland in the basement of the NFL.
Do you know what Matt Nagy did in Chicago?
Yeah, my point exactly.
Took Mitchell Trubisky to the playoffs twice.
He did.
Drafted Mitchell Trubisky, didn't he? Or was that before him? Probably before him. It was the glasses guy.
Not Matt Eberflus. That was before him.
What's his name?
The guy from the CFL.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mark Trestman.
Yeah, him.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
He's with Gift Smith.
Oh, you just
Gift
did it.
Smith's still in the NFL.
Come on, man. It's the start of the day now.
Hey,
every time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Should be.
Yeah, I think Eric Bieniemy probably goes back to Kansas City. Why not?
What happened to Eric Bieniemy being on the head coaching?
I think that ship is
conversation.
I think so too.
You got to be likable. I mean, like, I don't know that he's not, but
I heard he's not an easy guy to be around.
Yeah, you can be intense. But you gotta get people to want to play. You know what I mean? Jamie,
yeah, I'm with you, buddy.
Jamie, I accidentally kicked his foot earlier. He's gonna be when he's 75.
He kicked his own foot?
I kicked his foot on accident.
Oh,
he's gonna be so damn grumpy at 75. I can't wait. I'm excited for it because I might just pick on him. He'd be 75. I might just bump into him. How you doing? Shut up, Jamie.
I hit your ass with my walk is what I'm going to do. WWE style.
I can't wait. He's going to be so angry.
I'm a nice guy.
You are easily angered. That's why we get along.
Well, I got white shoes on. He's put his grubby shoes all over mine. What the hell's your problem?
So angry.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm angry.
Do you think Eric Bieniemy would want to get out of the situation he's in right now with Chicago? I feel like they have something good going.
He probably wants.
Depends
I don't know if Ben is calling play. He probably wants to call plays again. I think he's the running back coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
Was he calling plays with the Chiefs?
Yes.
Yes.
Even with Andy Reid?
Andy Reid made I think Andy Reid made it clear that Eric Bieniemy was calling those plays.
Who was holding the sheet though?
They both can hold a sheet. You want to know what you're thinking? I don't think Andy Reid was calling plays. Not the last year that Eric was there, before he left for Washington. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Eric was. They made it clear at that point,
so that he could get a job.
Anthony,
I think it's Andy Reid's baby.
I'm not in that coaching.
You think Andy
room.
Reid's going to give up play calling?
I don't. No, look at him. Kerry's
Matt Nagy's calling the plays. This is what you just told me. That's why he's going to get hired by the
Matt Nagy is an offensive genius. You got to get him to Cleveland.
Don't do that to Cleveland, man. I don't, I don't have a lot of love for Cleveland, but they got some guys, man.
You want to get Harbaugh there.
I think that would be a great fit for John Harbaugh. He's from Ohio.
Toledo,
went to Miami of Ohio.
Mac.
He knows about that Maction.
Yeah, he does.
What are you talking about?
All right, hot take or hot garbage. The Oregon Ducks should not be playing the Indiana Hoosiers this round. The Ducks should play Ole Miss or Miami instead in the semifinal, which insinuates that there should be some
re-ranking. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Because what is Oregon fifth? They're the fifth seed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the NFL, if the lowest seed, they reseed every round. I think that's smart. What's the reason to not reseed?
I don't disagree.
Thank you, Carey.
I won't disagree with you.
So hot take for you, sir.
But then, I won't disagree with you. So Oregon will be playing Ole Miss and Miami will be playing Indiana.
That's correct.
Cool. Then you could have had 2 Big Ten teams in. And that's the world we want to live in, Anthony.
For you, for sure.
Yeah, for everyone. What do you mean? You want to live in a world like that?
Okay.
Then Maction.
It's not
get a
Maction.
Mac team. I said, and then Maction. If we can get a Mac team in.
You don't want a Mac team in. They'll wreck the whole thing.
Probably. Not in a good way.
You want to see the Mac's bowl record? I don't know what it is, but
it's probably better than the SECs. I'll tell you that.
It definitely was better than the SECs. What were they, 4-9 or something like that?
Yeah, man, that conference
That
is
was
so
rough.
tough. You play against other conferences.
I don't know, bowl games.
No, it matters. Ask Mizzou.
Ask Illinois.
Ask me. Yeah. You know? Those guys at Ohio State didn't have any Buckeyes on their helmet that year.
Didn't matter this year, though.
It's a nice, clean look.
Nice, clean.
I'm actually interested to see what the MAC did here. Western Michigan won 41-6.
What did Central Michigan do?
Hey, you know what they did.
It was a tough one, Kerry. Remember we watched that thing unravel.
Well, they were in it. They were in it for the first quarter.
I was so happy.
Yeah, you texted.
I was watching.
Yeah, you're like, hey, man, the guy got a lot of fight. As soon as you did, it was like fumble. Interception.
It was tough.
Louisville beat Toledo 27-22. Ohio beat UNLV 17-10.
You got 5-2. Looks like it was 5-2.
Lost. 5-2.
I think so.
All right, great. I'll take it. No, they couldn't have been 5-2. Miami of Ohio lost 18-3 to Fresno.
That's 2 losses.
Central lost too.
That's 2 losses, is it not?
No,
you got more?
No, Toledo lost too.
Oh.
Look, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Go ahead, Marsh.
From the 636 hot take or hot garbage, Robert Thomas is the equivalent of Brendan Donovan and the Cardinals. If he waives his no trade, we should do it because we are restarting a rebuild.
He's the same as Brendan Donovan?
He's the equivalent of Brendan Donovan. Robert Thomas.
I don't even understand that.
So what they're saying, I'm assuming they're saying you need to trade Robert Thomas because you should be in a rebuild right now. There is a fair amount of Blues
Robert
fans.
Thomas is supposed to be arguably your best player.
Well, I think that's what they're saying.
Brendan Donovan the best Cardinals player?
Yeah,
I think he's
all-star.
Yes. Outside of Mason Wynn, he's the guy that's going to fetch you the most right now.
He's the best player on the team.
I think that's what they're going with. Like you have to step into their mindset, which is this Blues team should be in a rebuild, which some people firmly believe that.
Yeah.
So you're going to go hot garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we take a second? If the Blues do move on from one of these players, like they're taking an obvious step backwards, right? Do you see it that way?
I don't know that it's an obvious step backwards. I think sometimes you can have an addition by subtraction.
Okay. I can get down with that.
So sometimes when you trade away a player, and if that player isn't playing to their capability, even if they have all of the talent in the world, sometimes your room gets better. I'm not saying which player that is. I don't know. I'm not there. But I know from experience, sometimes people, the person, not the player, because those could be two totally different things. The person being outside of the room and not in the room anymore can make the room better.
Yeah,
So,
you never know.
You don't know.
You just don't know.
2-3, Anthony. I apologize.
Son of a.
You had 5 games. Ohio and Western Michigan carried you all.
Thanks a lot, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, they lost to Fresno. What about Central Michigan? You ain't saying anything about just you go.
No, Miami of Ohio was the last one to play.
He said Central Michigan lost.
We were 2-2 at that point. Thanks a lot, Red Hawks.
All right, Trax wants to know hot take or hot garbage. After last night's games, Illinois, SLU, and Mizzou will all make the NCAA tournament this year.
Mizzou, Illinois, and SLU? I'll tell you who's making it out of that group. Definitely is SLU. SLU's red hot.
They're playing well.
Illinois is a good team, too.
Oh, okay. You
Illinois,
said definitely making
SLU.
it. Thank you. Okay.
And Mizzou, yeah, hell, put them all in.
Why not?
Sure.
SLU's played fantastic, man. SLU's a team to watch. They have.
Hot take or hot garbage from the 636. The Blues are in a worse spot today than they were a couple years ago before they traded O'Reilly, Tarasenko, etc.
Hot take.
What?
Hot take.
They're in a what before?
A worse spot?
They're in a worse spot.
Before than they are now?
Before now than they were when they traded Tarasenko, O'Reilly, Barbashev. Who else was it? All those guys.
I would disagree with that.
What?
Because of all the young players we just talked about, the Blues did not have any of that at that point, and they weren't playing well. So that's why they had to trade those players, is to get draft picks and make moves like that to get to where they're at now. You may not like the results of the games that are happening right now, but a year or two down the road, you might like the team a lot more. So I'll say hot garbage.
So, suck on that.
There we go.
Jamie says. Go ahead, Marsh.
I didn't really say that, but
Go ahead, Marshy.
Something like that.
disagree.
Calling Anthony a liar? Anthony thinks you're a liar.
Well, what he thinks of me is none of my business.
You can't control that.
I can't control that.
No, but you can control your lying, so stop, please.
From the 209.
Well, there's no way out of that one, is there?
This guy's so good.
He's so good, isn't he?
It's incredible.
I swear, if I ever get into some big trouble, man, I'm hiring him.
Yeah.
He can't practice law. I don't care. Give me this guy.
He could convince somebody that he actually did pass the ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He probably has, actually.
It'd be years before they figured it out.
I would be. Jamie he kind of got a little bit of a, what's the guy's name from Catch Me If You Can?
Frank Abagnale Jr. Jamie Barry Abagnale Jr. Rivers.
Frank Abagnale in him. Like, I'm convinced. I'm sure he probably just flown a plane, sat in the courtroom as a lawyer. Like,
Doctor.
Doctor.
I can see it.
Would not be surprising.
I don't know, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But who is going to be Jamie's Carl Hanratty? Guy Hanratty.
Chasing him around.
All right, let's do one more here. From the 209, hot take or hot garbage, John Harbaugh will become the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills after they lose in the first round of the playoffs and fire their head coach.
Well,
that'd be interesting.
He has pushed back all his interviews till next week, which means that would be after all these games. I found that to be, if nothing else, interesting.
Nah, I'm going to go with that garbage. I think Sean McDermott's fine. Plus, I think Buffalo goes down to Jacksonville and
you don't think
the
that.
Jaguars get Josh Allen.
If the Jags beat the wheels off the Bills, you seriously have to consider firing the coach.
You don't think that.
I do think that.
I'm talking about him. He doesn't think the Bills are going to win.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You picked them?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
I got to look at it. Jamie, check to see if he picked it.
Let's talk about it next on 101 ESPN. right, so getting back to our pick'em picks for this weekend, we ended on the Packers and Bears before we had Coach Jim Montgomery come on. I'm taking the Packers in that matchup. It's a coin flip game. Would I be shocked if the Bears won? No, absolutely not. But first-time quarterbacks in the playoffs tend to struggle. I think Green Bay really, I mean, even in the game that they didn't have Jordan Love for the majority of it, that second one, Packers probably should have won that game too. So I'm favoring the Packers, but again, wouldn't be surprised. If we move on to Sunday, I think the Bills beat the Jaguars.
Shame on you.
I'm sorry. Let me take a step back. I think Josh Allen beats Jacksonville.
Shame on you.
Jacksonville is one of the hottest teams in the league. But I'm just not going to go against Josh Allen.
7-2 at home, man.
Yeah.
Oof. He doesn't believe in the Jags.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't believe in.
And I didn't either for the first part of the season. But
do you know why I didn't take Jacksonville?
Why?
It's because of you, Kerry Davis. It's because of you.
What? What did I do?
There's nobody, and I mean nobody, that does not believe in Trevor Lawrence more than my guy, Kerry Davis.
I believe in him.
And as I was typing out the Jaguars to send in the picks for the Pick'em Challenge, I erased it and went Bills, and I thought of you.
Why?
Because it's Trevor Lawrence.
I believe in Trevor Lawrence. Have you not watched him play?
No, I have watched him play.
Well, why wouldn't you believe in him?
He's looked every bit Josh Allen-esque.
Go ahead. Just throw it at me. Go for it. Throw your comments at me.
I'm just trying
Josh
to figure
Allen.
I'm trying to figure out why you picked Josh Allen.
That's going to be the reason they lose.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, man, you're good.
Man, you're good.
I'm trying to find.
Okay. I don't know. If Josh Allen plays to his highest potential, the Bills probably win. The Bills probably win. But if he doesn't, if he's unable to be Superman, they might get throttled.
You know that big fool is gonna ball out.
Or he's going to throw
it.
4 interceptions.
Nah, he ain't throwing 4 picks.
I'm telling you.
You really don't know with Josh Allen.
Yes, you do.
You really don't.
The question the question's not is Josh Allen going to lose the game. The question is Josh Allen going to wear the Superman cape? Because if he wears the Superman cape, that dude ain't losing.
So he didn't wear it against the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of weeks ago.
No, he did not.
And
he wore it in the second half.
Fourth quarter. But I don't know, man. I think Jacksonville is a really good football team. I think they've been playing outstanding. I think you're getting the best version of Trevor Lawrence that you've gotten.
4,000 yards passing.
And they're at home.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did the Jaguars suddenly become like Michigan with home field advantage?
Well, they're 7-2 at home, and the Bills are 5-3 on the road. So,
do they get loud there? Is Seattle Legion of Boom?
It does get loud in Duval. Actually, it gets really loud. That's what they say. They say Duval. It's really loud there.
Whatever, dude.
I waited till I finished.
You did.
You are
Marsh.
Terrible.
Marsh, where are you on this?
Yeah, the Bills.
You picked the Bills as well.
I did, yeah.
You guys.
Because of Josh Allen.
I have the Bills not winning. I have them in this. Well, yeah, no. Actually, I think I do have them winning the Super Bowl. I have them in the Super Bowl, so I have to stick to.
You don't have to.
No, I am.
You can change your mind based on new information. This notion that you believe something and then you just stick with it because it's what you believed in.
I did
months ago.
Listen, I
years
didn't
ago.
do that. I didn't do that days ago because I said Jacksonville's going to win.
You should have stuck with your first.
Jacksonville had a really good regular season.
They did. They had a great regular season, Marsh. All right. The one game I'm most confident in is San Francisco and Philly. And I hope Tanisha and the Snake Pit is not listening. I don't think there's any way in hell San Francisco goes into Philadelphia and wins that game. With the current state that they're in. They are decimated injury-wise. Up and down the roster, they've been decimated with injuries. Brock Purdy hurt his shoulder in the final play of the game last week. The Eagles have not looked great, obviously. I didn't like what they did last week, but I think it favors them to get this matchup against a very banged-up San Francisco team.
The fact
the Eagles.
The fact that Christian McCaffrey has been your healthiest player speaks volumes. Like you.
Wow, great point.
You have had everyone. It seems like every important person, mostly. Fred Warner's been out. Kittle has missed time. Ricky Pearsall has missed time. Like, you've had Trent Williams miss time. Like you've had, if you name it, they've heard it. Mm-hmm. Like, they've had so many guys go down because of injury. And, yeah, Bethune just got put on reserve last week after the injury in that final game. Like, you can't even make it to the playoffs healthy.
No.
Yeah. It's been a rough go for the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't care. Give me Kyle Shanahan any day of the week. If he has to play freaking Mac Jones, it won't matter. Give me the 49ers all day, every day.
I respect it. Marsh?
I'm going with the Eagles on this one. I think this team will sort of change their tune. I feel like they've done that a lot when it comes to the playoffs. 2 years ago, not so much, but they know they had to defend their Super Bowl. So I think they get their stuff together at least this week. So I'll go with the Eagles.
I know that I just said this about first-time quarterbacks with Caleb Williams going into the playoffs. I don't care. The Chargers offensive line is trying to get Justin Herbert murdered.
But they're not trying to.
Give me the Patriots.
It just ain't good enough.
I'm not going to buy into I didn't play anybody. All right, well, at some point that may come back and bite them. But I got the Patriots on Sunday night.
Yeah. Give me Harbaugh in this one. Guy's just a winner.
He doesn't believe that.
I do.
No, he does.
You did not.
Yeah, I saw it.
Here, what I'm trying to tell you is I think the Patriots are a little bit of fool's gold in this one here. Their schedule, just the young quarterback, all that. I think it has the potential of imploding, whereas I think that Harbaugh's going to have an unbelievable game plan for this. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots. I'll take a young quarterback, young hungry defense, running game, two-headed monster, backfield. Yeah. Versus Justin Herbert, who Anthony loves.
I do love
his
him.
second favorite quarterback in ever. Right behind, closely behind Sam Darnold. Yeah. 1A, 1B.
Patriots.
All right.
Twinkle and Einhorn.
All right, boys. We got to get to Chris Kerber, voice of the Blues, next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, I keep telling you about Classic Air Care, and how about this review from Victor? Eric with Classic Air Care did an outstanding job on Sunday. In no time, he had our furnace diagnosed, the part was on his truck, and the furnace was blowing warm air. We're super happy. We sipped the quality of the work. Thank you, Victor. Listen, that's the 5-star service you get from Classic Air Care. Now, the number one thing you can do to keep your HVAC system in top shape, change that air filter. Bet you some of you haven't done it in over a year. A clean filter means the entire system doesn't have to work as hard to warm the home. You can buy them online at Classic Air Care. But beyond that, professional preventative maintenance is the next best way to avoid breakdowns, extend your system's lifespan, and keep energy bills in check. So call Classic Air Care for a super tune-up for that furnace here as we continue to go through the winter. Again, don't forget about the 5-star service. There's a reason they've got a 4.8 Google rating. And look, they hear a lot about how people recognize those orange Penguin vans. That means that those vans you're seeing at your neighbors' houses, that's Classic Air Care taking care of your neighbors. They can take care of you. They take care of my house. Use them when you need them. It's Classic Air Care. They've been making people comfortable since 1926.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues lose to the Chicago Blackhawks last night by a final score of 7-3. They'll take on the Utah Mammoth tomorrow, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 7. Puck drop is at 8. Coming up next, we will be joined by Voice of the Blues, Chris Kerber, so stay tuned for that. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
We're talking everything St. Louis Blues as we head into the Blues booth on 101 ESPN. Presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. Find your perfect new floor at boardwalkhardwood.com.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line where we got Chris Kerber on the line, the voice of the Blues, right here on the Blues Radio Network, 101 ESPN. Curbs, Happy New Year to you. How are you?
Guys, I'm doing good. How are you today?
Doing good. So you've been in the business a long time. You've seen a lot of things. Have you ever seen anything like you saw last night involving the goaltending situation for the Blues, in which Joel Hofer wasn't ready to go, and then you could see him kind of peek behind Jim Montgomery? That was kind of a wild, unique scene.
It was. I have not seen that. Now, I mean, I have seen things like I think I told the story last night, but Manny Legacy. Andy Murray wanted to pull Manny Legacy after the first period of a game, and then so he told Rick Wamsley, and then Wammer told the backup, but nobody actually went and told Manny. So Manny goes out to the crease, cuts up the crease at the beginning of the period, and the backup goaltender had to come out and said, dude, it's my turn. I'm in net. And that's how Manny found out that he was getting pulled from the game. So that was there are unique situations here. And look, I don't want to, in all honesty, I don't want to sugarcoat. I don't want to make light of that scenario, but there are certain arenas where the configurations are where, the backup goaltender for the visiting team isn't on the bench. Sometimes in Montreal, you're literally across the ice. I'm sure you guys have already talked about that today. There's, those are situations there. However, it still is on the backup goaltender or whoever is not playing to make sure that they're ready to go when that happens, and whether it be not having your jersey on or something, but that's a tough one. So there's a learning curve for a young goaltender without a shred of doubt, as Jim Montgomery told Jeremy Rutherford, and I'm sure you guys talked to him about it too, just a little while ago. I'm sure the head coach, he owns that's on me, the communication, that aspect of it. But in some ways too, I think if you're very open and honest about it, you're saying that there's a little bit of microcosm to the season in that scenario, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Where there's just kind of anytime you think you're getting something rolling, there's just something wonky or a style of play or just something that just doesn't click. And it's those kind of pulls on the rope that seem to be holding this team back a little bit.
Kerbs, the Blues, good start. Last night they score right away. Tyler Tucker gets a nice goal. Love seeing that for him. And then, quite honestly, for the first half of the game, we're right there with the Blackhawks. Tie game halfway through the game, and the Blues are out shooting the Blackhawks. And then the wheels seemingly fall off. You know, you were in the building with your own eyeballs last night. You know, what did you see that had the Blues kind of had the floor fall out from under them?
You know what? It was a sequence of events for me. I think big picture, you've got to look at the power play and the penalty kill. And I don't think there's been stretches where both have been good, stretches where both have been awful. And we haven't had many games where they both have flat out been bad, but that's what happened last night. But, you know, you get that missed high stick call on Logan Mailloux, right? So, well, go back a little bit. You've got a 1-0 lead. You force the Blackhawks to take a power play, and the power play can't come through for you. Okay, and at some point in time, I think you got to quit talking about where we're getting good looks. That's not mattering, right? It's got to go in, and so instead of a 2-0 lead and really kind of, you know, giving Chicago a reason, do they want to play? You know, Chicago ends up tying the game up. Well, then you get a bad call. I mean, it's just a stupid bad call. You know, where I said this during the broadcast, I said it on the podcast. I just don't understand how the National Hockey League hasn't figured out how to review those high sticks, but it's foolish. So you give up the power play goal. Well, Otto Stenberg bailed you out. You got that great goal to tie it up. To me, it was the next one. It's a defensive zone faceoff, and this is where the game turned. A defensive zone faceoff. You end up winning the puck. But you turn it over trying to clear it, and it goes right to Murphy. And Murphy's, you know, between the blue line and the top of the circle, and with nobody in front of the net, a slap shot that hits off Bennington's glove and then rolls over the goal line. You know, to me, that's the save in the game you needed right then and there. I think Chicago grabbed the momentum right back and just didn't look. And the Blues kind of sank into some of those old habits and things that they had before. And or that have crept up on throughout the year. And I think, to me, that's really where the game changed, Jamie. And then they just, you know, the second period woes continue. I mean, look, and you and I talked about this on that last trip, line changes, okay? I watched a player skate from the near wall to the bench, stop skating in the second period at the middle circle, right on the 1926 logo, glides over to the bench, right? And Berggren was coming on. Well, by the time Berggren could get going and the Blues dumped it in, instead of Berggren jumping on with the speed that he had and having a step or two to get in on the forecheck, he ends up shoulder to shoulder with a player, you know, and Chicago ends up winning the puck. And to me, it's not Berggren's fault that we didn't win the puck. It's the player going to the bench, you know, that doesn't skate hard enough for the line change. And those are the things in the second period. And then once it snowballed there, I don't think that game was recoverable.
Curbs, you're with this team, you know, often, every day. You're there for every game. We had Monty on. He talked about net front presence, and you've mentioned special teams. If it's the same thing over and over again, how do you fix it?
You got to you change players. I mean, I don't either. I just don't think you can look at injuries. I just don't think at this point, you know, halfway through the season. What I really liked about the two prior games is those games looked interchangeable, right? There was something with the style of play, the flow to it. It was a system. Something was going, and then it obviously flew the coop in the second period last night. Jim Montgomery's pulling players into the lineup. He's pulling players out of the lineup. He's scratched players this season. He's scratched your top players this season. He's benched players. You know, the coaches, I think the coaching staff is doing just about anything and everything they can. It's just a matter of, do guys, you know, continue to you know, they either buy in or they have a couple games or how it goes. And why it continues to break down, I don't have that answer there. But I do think what you're seeing is, I think Doug Armstrong and Alexander Steen are getting a really good look at kind of where this core group is based on the first half last season, the second half last season, the first half this season. I think they're getting a great look on and I think the future is bright for some of these young players, you know, and where they go from here, I think you adjust your expectations of the season just a little bit, and based on all the reporting, I have no doubt that they probably looked at some things. But I just, I think it's just up to the players that are going to have to decide how things are going to go for themselves, and that's where it has to start.
Chris Kerber joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of the young players, which young players impressed you the most, Kerbs?
Listen, I'm telling you right now. Well, honestly, I think both Dvorsky and Stenberg have both did very well. What I really love about both of them, Anthony, is that they've come in and they've taken advantage of an opportunity. No, they're not lighting it up to the tune of getting a point a game or that kind of stuff. But in talking to Robert Thomas about his transition to the NHL and then from wing to center, and to talk to him about the challenges that a Dvorsky might be facing in 35 games trying to play center in the National Hockey League, that's he's doing well. Otto Stenberg came up, and I really do believe this. Nick Bjugstad is on this trip. He's skating with the team. He's maybe a week or so away. I don't expect to see him over the weekend, maybe sometime next week or the week after if his progress continues the right way. How that happens, Dylan Holloway starting to skate. I saw him about a week ago or 4 or 5 days ago. Dylan Holloway said he's still a ways off. But barring any other injuries, I think Otto Stenberg has played well enough and has gotten the trust of the coaching staff so well that he could be forcing Doug Armstrong into making a roster decision of putting somebody on waivers or making another move. And to the exciting thing for me is that's what you want when you call up a young player, is to at least do that. Now, they can still send him down and simply protect your asset, and that'd be understandable too. But I love the fact that he's making the decision a hard one. So I'm really impressed with Otto Stenberg.
Kerbs, we appreciate the time, especially with you traveling today. We will be listening to the call, of course, tomorrow to the Blues in Mammoth, and pregame starting at 7 o'clock right here on 101 ESPN. Have a good rest of your week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. We got a big weekend coming up, and then we got the Hall of Fame ceremonies on Monday and the Hall of Fame game Tuesday. So a lot of fun for Blues fans coming up over the weekend. So enjoy it, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kerbs.
All right, see you guys.
That's Chris Kerber here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All right, we've reached the end of the show here. Let's wrap things up next on 101 ESPN. Well, we have your shot right now to score a pair of tickets to this year's Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up taking place next Saturday, January 17th, and Sunday, January 18th at Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village. Winter warm-up tickets are on sale now and gives fans access to clubhouse tours, special presentations, autograph stations, activities for the kids, and more, all to support Cardinals Care. You can find all the details on this year's Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up at cardinals.com/WWU. Your trivia question for today, Jamie had questions about which Cardinal arbitration player. We had the segment earlier, hey, how many questions do you have about certain players? Who's the one that you have the most questions about? And Jamie said, this player. Who is this player? If you have the correct answer, and you're the 101st texter to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, you'll get the tickets to the Cardinals Winter Warm-Up. If you missed today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Marsh, what'd you learn today?
I learned that Kerry Davis despises Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. So much that, Anthony, he made you feel super bad about yourself for even considering choosing them.
Yeah, that's a good one. Marsh, that's a real good one. I'm glad you brought that to the table.
I learned that, according to Jamie Rivers, and I'm glad he brought this to our attention, Anthony will just say whatever makes him feel good in the moment.
What?
Yeah, he said the best options for head coaches are all defensive guys. Yeah. He also said you should never hire a defensive guy.
Yeah, you can't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy,
it's hard to figure out.
Tell you what I learned today.
He took the Jags. The Bills.
Tell you what I learned today. You two don't listen ever. It's not just teases. You guys don't listen at all.
Did I not?
And forget context.
Did I not 100% accurately describe something 100%. You told me?
He said it.
Did I not?
I heard it.
You did, but he mangled the context.
But you just grouped us together.
I did.
Which means your whole side of it is
neither of you listen.
You've lost all credibility.
Do you know why I know that you're not listening?
Now you
don't have your glasses on.
He's not listening at all.
I learned today that Anthony's a liar and did no credibility. That's what I learned.
Just learning that. All right, Marsh. Hit us. Do whatever you want.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to Giff Smith.
Yeah. Boy, Giffy.
Jamie made sure that he made an appearance.
Well, he kind of fit.
With the Rams?
He's with the Rams, yeah.
It's hard to remember.
Giff Smith's in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's doing really well now.
Yes, doing great.
Second star of the day.
I still don't know who the hell he is.
Second star of the day. Second star of the day goes out to listeners who use as a whole outside of the times of 2 to 6.
Well done.
I like it.
And of course, our first star of the day goes out to one of the best lawyers, pilots, and doctors that we all know.
Yeah.
Jamie Rivers.
Yeah. Also known as Frank Abagnale
Jr.
Well done. Marsh, do we have any criticisms or compliments?
Yes, we do. From the 314. Great show today. You guys are so much fun to listen to.
Oh, thank you. That's super kind of you.
That was nice.
Very nice.
Salty Bald Dad from Caseyville said my Saligo is beautiful.
Nice. Well, that's good.
That's good.
That was going somewhere else.
That's excellent.
But a lot of our criticisms and or compliments are now gone because we gave out the tickets and everyone's typing in their tickets.
That does make sense, boys. That does make sense. Sure. Yeah.
We have one from Mahomes Longbody that actually doesn't count because that player is not a part of the list.
What?
Oh,
Richard Fitz.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, that doesn't fit. It's terrible. Yeah. All right. Tonight, we do have the Fiesta Bowl between Ole Miss and Miami. Pre-game at 6, kickoff at 6:30.
I'm ready, man.
I'm looking forward to it for sure.
I'm ready.
I think this one's going to be fun. I think this is going to be a good game. And I think it's going to be a little higher scoring than people might think. Especially with the way that Miami...
If it is higher scoring, who does that favor?
It should... What? Yeah, it does favor me and bet the board. You're right.
That's true.
It should favor Ole Miss, but I don't know. Maybe Carson Beck turns it up a little bit tonight.
Okay.
You get to these games, you're always like, well, Miami's going to run the ball. They're going to be effective. That he's going to be a game manager. We're always wrong about this stuff. So he'll probably throw all over the place.
He probably won't.
Okay. All right.
Sure. 25 to 21.
You mother.
That sounds about right, Kerry.
That's about right.
25 to 21.
It's a good score. That's a lot of points.
How do you get to 25?
Doesn't matter.
It just happens.
Things happen.
It's a lot of points. Probably a 2-point conversion there. Somehow. So you maybe get a safety at the end of the game like you did last time for no apparent damn reason.
Right.
How you even bringing that ball out? Give your offense a chance. Take a knee.
Weird.
Wait here. Fair catch. What are you doing?
That was rough.
Georgia?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
They're probably just stunned that they gave up the lead again.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Again, we got the Fiesta Bowl pregame starting in 5 minutes. Kickoff supposed to be 6:30, but probably be 9:02. For Andrew Marsh, for Kerry Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.